What is up, friends? Welcome to VESL Day 4 of our regional qualifiers. We are here in the final day to determine who will move on and get to play in regionals at the beginning of the next year. My name is Jeff, alongside Clutchkey. Here as we get into this day. Top 28 coming into today. Only 14 will move on.
Yeah, and 14 spots only to be given out is a really big task, especially in a single elimination. It's not like a double elimination bracket where you're going to get another chance even if you lose this one. But first place yesterday, I guess we got to see a lot of the teams that were in the second and third place positions play out for their tournament lives, and now we get to see which teams advance onto the regionals. These are all the number one seeds you're going to see here today playing out against the winners of the previous brackets. So this will be a challenge, in fact, for the winners from yesterday, because the winners from yesterday, I guess, not easy pickings, but he had it easier considering that now it's not a best of two match. It's a best of five. Or first of three, I should say now. So it's really going to be interesting to see what they can do up against the number one seed, up against the team that was undefeated, or more likely than not undefeated going into the stage. So a 3-0 team is much more taller of a task than either a 1-2 or a 2-1 team that you just faced. So excited to see what's going on here, especially with regional final spots in mind.
Yeah, just verifying only one team came through the first seed that took a loss. So every other group of all 14 groups, every other one, 13 of them are undefeated teams sitting in those first seeds. It's just in Group F where really tight competition, and I'm going to make it to see a little bit of that game a little bit later on. Hey, don't forget, we've got 2 streams going on to cover as many of these amazing players as humanly possible. So if you don't see your team here on Stream B, be sure to go to VESL.gg. We've got both links over there. And I would just recommend keeping both up. And we're going to have just action going on throughout the night as we figure out who is going to move forward. But hey, let's kind of zoom in here and take a look at our first matchup. It's going to be Noble versus NC Cyber.
Yeah, Noble versus NC Cyber. We saw this earlier on in Group M, where this is the Group M versus N matchup. But Group M gets a rematch at each other right now. Noble Academy played against the NC Virtual Academy team, and this was the team that was basically very much a threat to them with a 2-1 stage, I believe it was, back in round number 1. So with these two, with that in mind, I mean, Cyber Academy comes out here with a 1-2 record, 3-4 map differential overall. But when Noble Academy, team in a 6-2 record, when you pull one of the maps off of the 3-0 team, you feel like you have a shot at this, especially with a 3-1 win yesterday. You're feeling motivated. You're feeling good. On the other side of the bracket, you see a 3-0. That was NC Virtual Academy, but that's not the game we're covering right now. NC Virtual Academy versus Providence A. We are covering Noble Academy versus NC Cyber. But again, like I said, a game that went 2-1. Bullskunk, you feel like this game can go a little bit more than just 3 maps that we saw in a best of 3, first to 2. I feel like you could see at least 2 as we start looking at the lineups.
Yeah, that's kind of the beauty of playing a first to 3. There's more time for the teams to adapt. Here, taking a look at Noble, though, the number 1 seed from the group coming in. I mean, as we have seen in this tournament, versatility serves you very, very well. We've seen Hinkle playing a lot of tank. We've seen, I have no idea, in the DPS role. We've seen him swap around a little bit. Turda was in before playing Lifeweaver, I believe, in day 2 for this group, for this squad. But they have a lot of adaptability. Adaptability. There's the word. So, and it served them well, and that's why they're sitting here at 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, a team that in Overwatch, a team that is able to flex alongside, maybe not so much flex the roles, but is able to be a little bit more flexible, has that depth on their hero roster, is able to probably get a lot more wins than you would think, because with that flexibility, you're able to change your strategies, you're able to play alongside of the meta as well. So as we go into NC Cyber Academy, I remember Sorzu being one of the big names that we saw earlier on. Scotty's as well. Scotty Z, I guess we should say as well. But really a lot of good names here for both sides that we saw back in day number 1 when we got to watch this matchup and go on 2-for-1 when that push map got played out. So really excited to see here. And like I said, depth is going to win you this game, especially in what we've seen what I've seen in the first 2 days. Didn't get a chance to see yesterday as I was out, but first 2 days we saw a lot of teams go off the meta, right? I mean, we've been seeing a lot of Orisa or Sigma and then Sojourn and all that. Really haven't seen a lot of the gameplay where it's mostly just we haven't seen really a lot of the gameplay that sticks to the meta of like the Bastion May. But as we go into our first map here, already starting off, and it looks like, I believe this is NC Cyber Academy, or I'm sorry, this is Noble taking over the point as NC Cyber Academy gets 24%.
Yes, indeed. And on the other side, I mean, NC Cyber did start off with that initial control, but it's Ghost I'm looking at. Ghost was a powerhouse on this May yesterday. And just really threw off their opponents every time. Excuse me, it was on Tuesday when we saw that. So we'll see. We'll see if Ghost can get it done here. But no, Ghost looked good against Olympic yesterday as well. What am I thinking? Moving back towards the front of the point. Looked like NC Cyber might have wanted to rotate Ghost. Decided to just go down Main Street. See if Crystal can find some entrance here on this point. There is there's a Kitsune Rush ready to go. Blizzard on this objective as well. But the Tree of Life from Turna is there. So far surviving is Hinkle and Noble Academy. Returning fire with the Graviton Surge will be enough to win the point.
Yeah, like I said, Tree of Life, I believe, is one of the best ultimates in this game right now. Pulse healing, yes, but a lot of pulse healing at that gives you cover. So with that Bastion kind of shredding away, even if that Bastion takes care of the tree, you still got a lot of big healing from either the Kiriko or from the Lifeweaver as well. So great play there from Noble. Keeps it at 61%. So now you're going to have a Kitsune Rush alongside, and now they're going to try for the Symmetric Teleporter.
Going right into the window and dropping back down onto Noble. Solomon's already taking a lot of damage. Scotty's already dead. So no more Suzu. Only Mercy heals here for NC Cyber as they try to move on to the point. But just get absolutely separated. Can't help but feel Noble were ready for that approach.
Yeah, in the game mode where you're going to use the Symmetra here, it's got to be an all for nothing. And right now, and right then, I only saw two people kind of line up inside of that teleporter. So with the teleporter kind of missing just a little bit. Oh, Rocket Barrage in the background. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I have no idea. Came in over the top. As NC Cyber were trying to move through main, and then as soon as they got the courtyard, it was perfect spot. And if I had no idea, it took full advantage, dropping a huge barrage, and that was pretty much done and dusted there. Noble Academy able to clean up here on round one.
Yeah, I mean, good clear up for round number one for Noble Academy. Had lost the first fight, but was waiting more or less just for a go button, I believe. Noble Academy had everything in their power to help them out, and Torbjorn also kind of not a very common pick, I should say, within this meta so far, but Detox making it work, especially Molten Core gives you control of a point if you're able to get there fast. So Noble Academy's composition is more or less just waiting for either a pick from the far, or if you can get into the point first, you're setting up that Torbjorn turret. So now as we approach the Gardens here, I'm expecting NC Cyber Academy with this Echo and Mercy to get try to take down this Pharah, especially that nobody's pocketing the Pharah of I have no idea. Turtle probably the only one that can heal, or actually I should say take that back. Turtle or Skaramu can heal with the Ofudos or the Blossoms. So this will be pretty interesting to see if they can take down this Pharah with the pocket combination.
Ghost. Gotta put some pressure on the Echo, definitely. Pretty good counter against the Pharah. A lot more dueling capability. The Pharah just wants to sit at range. But so far, I have no idea. It is able to put in a lot of rockets initially, but they can't seem to get on onto the point. They can't get past bridge. NC Cyber have been doing a good job of locking down around the pillar, but Solomon's eventually going to fall, and that's the Ghost Hinkles. Hinkles just goes running right onto the objective. Had bubbles to spare. Meanwhile, I have no idea. Has cut the link from the Echo, and what a supposed counter now looking far less deadly.
Yeah, when you get rid of the Bastion very early on like that Detox did onto Solomon, that's a very good play from you, especially when you can get a lot of damage poured out as Noble gets the first point here. But you're gonna see that the Bastion is a big part of the damage, and so now what you're gonna have is Crystal on the Diva now trying to counteract the Pharah, trying to counteract what this Pharah can do, especially if Detox can't get anything going, and especially if you're able to take down the turret very early on as well. That's a big part of Torbjorn's damage down. So I'm gonna expect to see a little bit more of a go button here, a little bit more of a rush, if you will, without the Kitten rush even being up for this team from NC Cyber.
Ooh, goes ahead to drop it into the side air. Is a dangerous little move, but they manage to stay alive. Now trying to pursue the Pharah. Oh, but I have no idea who lands the direct, wins the dogfight. Now attention fully turned onto the bridge. Therefore, I have no idea. From the sky, that's going to just be overwhelming pummeling. Coming in and finds the Bastion once again. 38% and counting for Noble.
Yeah, if you're Sorzu right now, you need to make a decision. Either you need to stay on this Mercy. If you're going to stay on the Mercy, you need to be on this Echo the entire time. You have to pocket the Echo. You can't be thinking about anything else. Or you got to switch to something that's going to give you a little more healing and a little more diversity on which player you're going to pick on to heal up. So Sorzu's going to go on over to the Ana, which is great. That if you can throw that Bionade onto the team of Noble Academy, you're going to force out the protection Suzu, and that'll allow your team to go. But again, this far just winning the fights here.
Eagle in full charge with a grab in the pocket. This is Barrage over the top. Not even gonna wait for the Graviton Surge. It'll end up with a trade, so the far's taken care of, but lacking a lot of lethality with the Bastion missing. NC Cyber relying on Crystal, see if they can push across. Running into a grab though, so dangerous. Crystal's gonna go ahead and use that bubble. It's gonna be a duplicate from the outside, maybe two Zarya's as the tickets are both caught in the grab.
Yeah, I mean, good play from them so far. You've got the sleep dart coming out as well, and this is a really big play from them. So now it's all got to be all systems go because they didn't really have a good fight for them. But now that the Echo's gone, this is going to be really tough for them to get back in. And so we'll see the jump off the map for NC Cyber. And Noble Academy is going to go on to win this very first point. What I like about Noble Academy's system right now is that they've got basically a lot of damage pouring out. You either have to run into the turret that is Detox, or you have to run into the far that is I have no idea right now. And then if you're going to run into the tank, you got to watch out for a fully charged Zarya, which this Zarya has been pretty much the entire game. So Zarya doing a well-off job right now, and this entire team pretty much balanced. And again, with Scaramou on this, as well as Turtle on the Life Weaver, you're looking at, or Turtle on the Life Weaver, you're looking at a lot of very good plays here for this team from Noble Academy. As you can see, Boskung, I believe, having some technical difficulties at the moment. So let's go ahead and actually take a short break. When we come back, we'll have some more action for you. It's VE.
All right, hopefully we got my internet gremlins like completely exercised and we can move forward here with our final day in our regional qualifiers. Jack and Clutch coming back at you. We're going to cut into a different match. We're going to head over to Group IJ where we have West Craven taking on Newburn A. West Craven coming in 4-0 and your first seed in this one.
Yeah, and they're coming in as their 4-0 as and you say 4-0 in a group normally would be 3-0, but only some of these groups had 5 teams. So knowing that they are 4-0 means they've got a little bit more of an advantage. They need to have a better look at some of the teams here, but they are playing against a team from Group I that did go 1-2. But we're seeing a lot some of the games here that we're seeing the third seed out of the from the teams in one group. Wow, what a hook off the map! So the third seed kind of proving a little more scrappy and proving that they can make it in and beat the second seed. And we've seen 2 of them in a row so far, so I'm loving this fight here. Great hook off the map to start, and when you get the Roadhog off, especially, oh my god.
Speaking of getting the Roadhog off the map, Carrot just found a pair with the coach gun, and there's a bomb on the field. Somehow, Carrot survived as long as they did with that sliver of health, but Ioe is dumb. We'll eventually find that kill, and West Craven hang on to the point.
Yeah, great news there. And now Newburn's going to go ahead and try to contest this point alongside of the Roadhog, but like I said, Tree of Life, here we go.
And 2 already down. This Bizo the Bozo from the May. You think they're playing Widowmaker with the way they are sniping. They are just up front and personal. I mean, look, so deep in the enemy backline. The Hog was there by themselves. But you know what? The Hog doesn't need a whole lot of backup to find a pair of kills in front of that well. But nevertheless, it's not going to be enough to thwart West Craven off this point just yet. Newburn's still throwing some bodies at the objective, though.
Still throwing some bodies. They want to play this. I do want to point out that Script and I'm a Smart Rock, and we basically know that they play 12 hooks, 1 hole a lot. That's all I can say about this as we go into the next fight.
Hey, you know what? Fun mode. Good for your hook practice on those hogs out there. Bizo the Bozo continues to land icicles with frightening accuracy. Torque for Hollow getting into the mix. Both DPS from West Craven immediately finding picks as Newburn tried to make their way back around through the cage side of the point. But there's and West Craven have every single entrance sealed up.
Yeah, nothing bad so far. So now they're going to go ahead and invest the Script. Actually, Javelin spin Beans with the Bozo off the map as they were trying to ice block in. That's huge for them.
Yeah, it's a big opening. As West Craven really hoping to have that Blizzard to solidify this point. Still, 2 kills go the other way. It's a 3v3. Rally out, try to just get the Mercy out of there. We'll reclaim this point in the last possible second.
Yeah, it looks like they will reclaim it here, but I mean, what a Javelin spin. I thought they had that opportunity to open it up, but that does open it up just a little bit, but the fight's still continuing on, and I love the struggle bus here.
Garrett has to duck around the corner with 1 health, manages to avoid the Blizzard coming out. Unfortunately, Timber Boys and Vicious can't do the same, but guess who's there? Scripps has got their team covered. Hook of the Lucio's not going to put them in the pit. That's all. Take a breather just to try to get I'm a Smart Rock back to safety.
Who says you need a hook to put somebody in the wall? Who says that? Instead, you get a Javelin, and that knocks the May off twice. So now you got to find something a little bit more, maybe just regroup a little bit. You have an ultimate coming up. You have 2 ultimates, including that Tree of Life. That's always huge. But Newburn's coming up on a Terror Surge as well from Script. So Terror Surge is the one you're looking out for here as they come into the next fight.
I mean, Erase is my favorite tank to play on this particular sub-map. I think that hero is even better putting hold than the Hog is, and has the Fortify to survive these hooks from Smart Rock, who's going to rotate around. The entire team's chasing him. The Tree of Life is there. The Tree of Hope here for West Craven. Oh, the turret head, 1 toe, stays on solid ground. I'm a Smart Rock, pulls away, gets pulled into the well by themselves. Mid-hook, it looked like the hook pulled Smart Rock toward the Script. It's not what happened. It was Timber Boys here in the back line. Or, yeah, it was Timber Boys. Yeah, it had to be. May have been OP, I suppose.
Do they touch in time, though? I don't know. The Lucios,
I don't think so.
If they have a Lucio, they can touch now. I don't think so. But anyways, while we get into that last fight here, as I'm trying to digest everything there, what happened was, yes, I'm a Smart Rock, gets the hook, and takes Script off the map. But what happens before that is Carrot uses one of those mines to take I'm a Smart Rock off of the map. So essentially, you only have a couple of frames to get Script off the map. So I'm a Smart Rock is probably one of the best Roadhogs I've seen get a hook landed on accuracy-wise to get just stay calm and collected while in the air. So now you can't really get an environmental kill unless you try really, really hard to play against Oceanside up part of the map here. So we're going to see them switch a little bit. I'm a Spartan Rock knows that, and they're going to switch over to the Zarya. Great pick, counters out the Orisa just a little bit here, although did get nerfed in the recent patch. Newburn A with this Brigida and this Lucio, I do like it. A little bit of a lack of healing, although the Inspire and all that can help you out in tough situations. You also have a rally up to help you as well, and that will help you when you need to kind of try to maybe push them on a Bastion, try to shield bash them and all inside of that rally at the same time. But Beast of the Bows are not going on a soldier. You like the long range of the soldier here on this map of Ruin.
Yeah, a lot of maneuverability as well. We saw Bezo immediately make the loop around, but I'm Smart Rock continues the pursuit here from bridge side. Drop it into the middle and put a little bit of a pincer movement around Newburn. Newburn's just going to get aggressive. They go charging straight to the Bastion in the back, but a good bubble from long range. I'm a Smart Rock got that Bastion bubble from way over here, saves their life, and manages to melt Script in the process.
Yeah, so the name of the game here is press W, obviously, when you have the Lucio and the Orisa involved. Unfortunately, running into a Zarya and running into a lost fight already because you lost one person means if you lose another, fight's basically over. Even if you have the Orisa, you don't have a lot of healing to help out with. So now against the Brigida, they instead go for the Moira instead. I like this pick, gives you a little more mobility, especially when you want to press W with this Reinhardt that wants to charge into the team, play a lot, and make sure that they can just swing away the hammer for free. Not going to get that a lot, though, especially when the Junkrat is going to spam your shield.
Where it is a little better at survivability as well, but doesn't have much to protect their teammates. Doesn't look like it's necessary in this one, though. Early kills already favoring Newburn, and they're going to flip this point. Nothing is easy at this stage, friends. We are down to the best of the best. There's no clean sweeps anymore. At least it doesn't feel that way.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like there's going to be a lot of clean sweeps. You talk about survivability. Yeah, I mean, there's a great, very much survivability from the Moira there as well. So now you've got Moira and Mercy on the one side of Craven. That's up to 75% onto the Coalescence. Coalescence can be very big, but now there is going to be the Spar. So the only person that can take that down, maybe this Moira from Newburn as well as Vicious on the Soldier. It's going to have to either be one of them, because I don't know if a Junkrat in the air can take that down. But the Spar is going to be really big for West Craven if they can take full advantage of that.
I mean, Newburn just have to focus down the front line. They just ignore the Far altogether, kill the other three that are on the ground. Oh, and you're going to get a pin onto the Mercy? How did you do that, Script? That was incredible.
Yeah, incredible indeed. I mean, obviously the Shatter helps you out when you get there, but now it's just the stay alive game. The Far is just going to get out. I don't think this... Oh, wait, never mind. The Far ran out of gas.
What was that?
Ran out of gas. You ran out of gas. That's what it was. Sorry. Hey, look, inflation doesn't help you when gas prices go up. You ran out of gas there. That's all it was.
Well, I mean, I guess Script is an electric vehicle. Electric Reinhardt. Coalescence now out is going to melt down our Tesla Ryan. The Bozo gets in the action as well. 2v1 favoring West Craven as they move back on to this point. They'll lose the Ramatra on the way, but the DPS are going to get the job done. Man, this one is just going back and forth, staying so even.
You love the Ramatra swap earlier on. You know that you have a chance, especially when Reinhardt puts up the shield. You know he's going to have to either fight that or he's got to run away, especially when you're in Nemesis form that can go right through the shield. So this Ramatra pick, I absolutely love. Annihilation coming up on Tag Visor, coming up on more ultimates for West Craven in general. Newburn's got 2, so watch out for one of them.
Well, Newburn got the early kill. They'll give him a chance to build up a couple more as they try to make this interesting. The Junkrat's gonna duel Nefara. Say, I don't care what you tell me, I'm gonna give it a go. So far, nothing really landed. Back on the front line, it's an Annihilation versus the Reinhardt of Script. So close to that Earth Shatter. The Coalescence will keep him alive long enough. The Fire Strike doesn't land, though. Still 10% away. Cannot stop this Annihilation. You gotta kill the Ramatra. But with the Mercy pocket, it doesn't look like I'm a Smart Walk is gonna die anytime soon. Meanwhile, on the outside, Beast of the Bozo does fall. The Shatter finally comes through, but it's the skies from Torch for Hollow that keeps the Ramatra standing and pummeling and punching away. Oh wait, how does that tire get to? How does that tire get to? You're gonna tire was gone. That tire had like 1 health.
I don't think it's gonna be enough though here in this case.
No, it's not.
I mean, they're losing people. Yeah, it's definitely not gonna be enough with the Wrecking Ball as well. So the Wrecking Ball's just gotta hold on, but I'm surprised this fight is still going, especially with the Wrecking Ball just moving around like this. And the Moira coming back in as well could help. Not for long.
Also, a couple of good directions. Sound Barrier is out. Script got hit. There's a lot of stall potential here for Newburn. Hey, if they can dance around sufficiently enough. Granted, a lot of damage from the other side. Torch for Hollow. Try to make sure no more reinforcements can show up onto this point. Eventually, it is cleared. It was down to the wire. West Craven emerge on top. The #1 seed. Start off your finals with a 1-0 lead here on Illusions.
Yeah, I mean, well done from West Craven to come on back from down, or well, lost one of the maps there, but was able to come back here, bring it back, and especially with the help of this, or rather, I shouldn't say the help of the Roadhog earlier on, but yeah, see, off the map plus the Terror Surge hook, that's unreal to be able to have that common collectiveness to you to try to hook an eraser right after the Terror Surge off the map. So well done there for one of the plays. But overall, West Craven had, I think, a better situation to them. They knew what to counter swap. And look, Overwatch is that rock, paper, scissors, right? You know what to counter to. If they're going to play a Reinhardt, play something that can either destroy the shield or go right through it. That's where you had the Romacha. That's where you had the Junkrat spam. And at the end there, I noticed that the Lucio from Newburn kind of got a little aggressive with it, especially when the Annihilation was out for the Lucio. Your goal there, especially on that bridge where it's like one boop can knock you off, that sound wave needed to boop that Romacha off, kite away from that, and let that Romacha ult get away. Then you have a chance at it, but they started fighting into the Romacha, and that's what Romacha players will love. You keep fighting into them on an Annihilation, they're going to fight you right back, and that's what I love to see out of the team from Noble Academy. So, or rather from West Craven. So West Craven coming out here, winning the overall thing, and just winning the rock, paper, scissors battle, honestly, as well. Credit the Mercy player there, too, for staying with the Romacha. You know who you have to pocket. Stay on them the entire time, even without the Valkyrie. Well done by them. West Craven getting map number 1 is huge, and a first to 3. That first map can always be big for you, especially if map choices are involved.
Fun fact for friend, a little friendly hint, pro tip, if you would. Your Reinhardt shield will stop the tendrils of the Annihilation. If you get your team behind the Reinhardt shield, put that shield up for 3 seconds.
They were still fighting. They were still swinging away with the hammer too, though. That was the big thing for me. I mean, they were still trying to fight him. They were trying to charge into him. They were still swinging with a hammer. I mean, it just needed for me to be one Lucio booped off, and you can get away from that easily.
Right. I mean, I wasn't referring so much necessarily to the fight we just saw. Just a friendly overall tip out there. Barriers will stop those tendrils. All it takes is 3 seconds, and boom, that Annihilation is done. No more Nemesis form to worry about. But like you say, Newburn not quite able to find that coordination amidst the chaos, in the middle of ruins. Not, easier said than done, of course, my friends, of course. But with that said, West Craven with a good start, as expected, 4-0, number 1 seed. I mean, it's close, though. I mean, they barely edge it out. It took 3 sub-maps for them to do it. But with that said, we are going to come back over to Noble versus Cyber Academy. We are on Blizzard World, where NC Cyber have completed the map with 11 seconds left in their time bank. Heading on to Noble's attack to see if they can equalize.
Yeah, Noble Academy's got a little bit of a different situation here. You've got that Ashe to give you a little bit of verticality, see if they can kind of knock down these 2 supports or the Bastion on the 2nd level. So that's where the aim has got to be. Detox looking exactly right there. Meanwhile, for anybody lower, you're looking at Solomon and Ghosty trying to maybe box out or for NC Cyber, boxing out everybody here with this Maywall, as well as I have no idea. Got to look down. Really, you can't really aim up there unless you have the nade that's going to knock them down. So I have no idea, just has to stick on this. Keep building up ultimates. If you're Noble Academy, this composition built up on a Bob, built up on an artillery strike, just keep building up ultimates. You don't need to win one right away. But when you find a go button, you just go for it, and that's exactly what the third form is going to provide you right now.
And put a lot of pressure, force a lot of cooldowns out from the other side. You got to respect it. They got to match it, as a matter of fact, which maybe Noble Academy was hoping to save their assault configuration for when they got a little closer. But they have to match the damage output from the other side. Just a wall to stabilize. Doesn't capture anybody in, which would have been ideal. Oh, and look at the rotation. Noble Academy take this opportunity to just drop down. NC Cyber finally realized there's nobody else shooting at them from main, and they're going to go have a fight here in this tiny little lost and found. NC Cyber will have the health pack advantage because they're going to have that big mega pack at their back and just mow down anybody who comes up the stairs.
Yeah, you say lost and found, but this one's more like NC Cyber got lost and then Noble Academy found them to get the rest of the kills here. So for Noble Academy, just nothing doing there. What I would have loved to see is if that Maywall goes up, then the Maywall going up means you've got a go button. Afterwards, you know that it's not going to happen anymore. Now, Ghosty, if you put up that Maywall, it's probably going to have a Blizzard right after that waiting for you. So Noble Academy now on the back foot, and I have no idea is going to switch on over to the Reaper to see if they can get the backline picks a little bit more. But with 2 immortalities from Sorzu and Scotty, this is going to be a little bit tough to try to get there. So, and NC Cyber Academy coming up on 4 ultimates, maybe a 5th one if Solomon can build it, is going to be really bad news for Noble Academy coming up.
NC Cyber, they could get a kill early, then They could make life a lot more difficult as they were trying to capture Hinkle, but a little too smart for that. Grab turn surge, though. That's going to find 4. Tree of Life bails him out, but a Blizzard on top of it might just do the trick. The straw that broke the camel's back, or should I say the snowflake that broke the camel's back, coming out from Ghost as they continue to show their prowess here on the main.
Yeah, the good news, the only good news you're going to have out of this right here is that you're going to be able to regroup and you only use the Tree of Life. But NC Cyber pulls out the Kitsune Rush alongside of the Blizzard. So now when you get to this ultimate battle, it's a 2v3 scenario here. Detox is going to have that Rip Tire. But remember, Immortality Field, pop that first and you got to win fight here.
It's a quick move here from Noble Academy as they drop the Graviton Surge in and manage to get 2 kills immediately. NC Cyber didn't quite get back fast enough from that aggressive positioning, and Noble were able to kind of beat them to the punch. Now, with a little bit of an investment, they're able to get the kills, find the point.
I don't know if the Death Blossom was necessary there. You had 3 killed already, and you could have just pushed up from there. So maybe they were just thinking that you get rid of the Zarya as quickly as possible. But now you've got artillery strike coming from Solomon to see if they can save the point. Again, another investment I don't think was needed here. So one less ultimate on either side. I guess if you're Noble, you take that after using the Death Blossom there. But Noble Academy not going to come on Yeah.
It was such a good read from I Have No Idea and the rest of Noble. Like, I don't even care. Like, have fun, I Have No Idea. Like, the rest of it is so good. I'm gonna just ignore that little mistake at the end, yeah?
Yeah, you had 3 before. You had 3 before that. You take that any day. Just maybe the Death Blossom was more the exclamation point of anything. Keep your rush use first, though.
Hey, you know what? Gotta let our students have a little bit of fun here. Trying to get in deep. Ooh, I have no idea. Made the last-second decision to bail, and that was a good decision. The wall almost sealed their fate. But alas, Noble Academy still 5 strong as they look to turn around this corner. But going into that Assault Configuration is very difficult. Did get Crystal very low, but Crystal has to back. Steps up to take the aggro, and a good player rotation from NC Cyber Academy until the tire comes in to tilt the balance. Just kick that scale right on over. Noble continue to push forward here. 2 minutes left on the clock.
What I love about Noble's composition right now, it's a spam combination alongside of that the Rip Tire and the Junkrat from Detox. At the same time, though, you got to watch out for your backline from I Have No Idea. I Have No Idea's job is basically to force out the Immortalities from the Suzu as well as the Immortality Field. If they force that out, Noble Academy knows that they got the all-signal go button here as they fight on to the next one.
Oh, Ghost sacrifices themselves to try to stall the cart long enough for the rest of the team to get there. It just doesn't quite work. It was a good idea. Just couldn't quite make it happen.
Yeah, the Maywall there kind of separated out the rest of the team from even contesting there too. The Maywall is a double-edged sword, really. Yes, you can block out a few people, but at the same time, you also block out yourself if you can't get there. So really just unfortunate timing there. So I Have No Idea coming up on another Death Blossom. So if this one can come up big again, forcing out Suzu, forcing out Immortality, they're not even going to get it.
Don't even need it. Blizzard is going to come out. I Have No Idea. Has already used their Wraith form. They're going to get frozen up. We will not see that Death Blossom in this fight. Good. Equalize from Ghost. Tree of Life in the backfield from Noble Academy. Wall keeps Hinkle from making a clean escape, but escape they still find. And we kind of slow down pace here right over the threshold of point C. Graviton Surge out from both of our squads. Wall in the middle to deny anybody any follow-up. And, well, it is just a fiesta here. I Have No Idea. So
finds a triple kill and actually finds the entire team basically.
Ace. Yeah, that's an ace.
That's what we in the industry would like to call the pentakill, as you would say for many other game titles. But I Have No Idea gets the entire team, and now you're coming up on Scaramouche having this Kitsune Rush, which should help them out, especially with the spam damage to Detox after the Rip Tire.
Sorry, definitely going to come in first. The rush is early in this fight. They're able to get a couple things on the back of it. 2, 3, falling. Noble should be able to just strut their way into the back at this point. Stragglers from NC Cyber Academy come to stall as long as possible, but they cannot get much off that time bank, and Noble finished with more than twice what NC Cyber Academy are going to have going into extra innings.
Okay, if you're looking at positives on both teams, Noble Academy obviously finding their niche in this composition right now. If you're NC Cyber, you're breathing a huge sigh of relief that you get another attack with 11 seconds on the clock. This could have been a lot worse if you didn't have any time on the bank, and you're basically playing for a draw. That's the best case scenario. But NC Cyber now has a chance to win this still, even if you consider the time bank 1 minute 26, which by the way in an overtime scenario is a lot for what's going on here. So Noble Academy though, what I do like again, that Reaper combination, Reaper forcing out anything, really the immortality field early, and you saw that in the last fight too. The red tire got pulled out, but the immortality field had to be used early because I have no idea, comboed with Scaramouche, Keep It Rush is just an absolute threat and a half. Or maybe even 2 threats, double it up if you want to with that Death Blossom if they built that up. So really good job from Noble Academy kind of coordinating that as well. And so what NC Cyber's goal now is to make sure they protect the backline, save your immortalities. Your Suzu and your immortality field are the best thing about this kit right now. Crystal's also going to move on over to the Orisa as well to see if they can get that go button. I would love to see this Orisa kind of counter out the Zarya if they can at all, because Hinkle's going to get a lot of charge from the spam damage that is NC Cyber right now.
Focus on the back line. Use those cooldowns just at the perfect moment. They're going to need max value from every little thing if NC Cyber want to surpass the time bank put up by Noble. It all starts on point A. A point A cap will go a long way here.
Yeah, it does, especially in the game mode now where you don't get any additional time whatsoever if you were to cap the points. So this Maywell's going to cut off the top part a little bit, and that's going to allow them to move in, which is a pretty good idea, especially if you want to just play level ground. Detox though wants to go right behind them.
Yeah, this fight is just going to break out on the objective. Detox gets cut off by a wall, but the life grip gets him back into safety, and Detox even manages to get that immortality field early out again. So NC Cyber running out of tools here to move on at this point, running out of time as well. Energy Javelin isn't enough to finish off. I have no idea. A lot of damage coming down on a Crystal. They're still a couple seconds away from any of their cooldowns. Gonna have to use that Javelin spin immediately as it comes off cooldown, but another great life grip. Noble Academy's backline was doing such a good job, but Ghost eventually sneaks him underneath and catches him off guard.
Again, good plays here from both teams. NC Cyber had their chances. Noble Academy denied them just a little while, but NC Cyber then found their gold. Get rid of the life grip, get rid of some of the immortalities that NC Cyber's going to have. Could have gotten the kill on Detox a little bit earlier, but he still got the win in the end. Getting out the life grip, making sure you can target down the right people, especially that life weaver. So now, got to do the same thing on both teams. Whoever pulls out their immortality abilities first and the cooldowns first is going to win this fight.
Cyber approaching the corner cautiously. Doesn't want to get too aggressive around this corner. Nice wall. Left a little bit of a sliver there for I have no idea. Docs coming in with the tire. Immortality field used to protect. Ice block used as well. Got 2 big cooldowns out with that tire. Suzu from the other side though. Both teams kind of treading on thin ice here, right in front of the point B. And what an important fight this is. This Lifer is going to drop the Tree of Life and the Death Blossom. I have no idea. Ghost and Crystal are down. There's nobody strong enough to stay on the point. NC Cyber managed to get in the door just barely on point B.
Yeah, very well done, Noble Academy, pulling out all of the ultimates that they had, especially the Death Blossom at the end. You knew in that small fight that Death Blossom right there was going to be huge, especially in that underneath area. There's nowhere to run other than backwards or forwards. You're either running backwards off the point, and especially when the overtime clock is going to bleed out, or you're going to run into the rest of the team, and either way, you're running into a lot of damage if you were to run forward and get back to the payload. So well done by I have no idea to place that ultimate, that Death Blossom right where it needed to be. And then so now for NC Cyber, nothing you really need to change except for the fact that you got to play a little more. You got to play a little more around Ghosty's wall now. If Ghosty's wall can come up big, especially with nobody that can really get over it, unless you're the Junkrat or unless you're a Kiriko that can wall run over, or pedal platform as well. Hinkle's going to be trapped in here. And so if you can trap Hinkle, you can get that kill. That's going to be big for you. Noble Academy, same thing, though. They pulled out the immortality fields earlier on, which was huge, especially in that last fight. You got rid of the field. You got rid of the Suzu. So now it's just up to them to do this on the attacking side. If they can do exactly what they did on their attack in the first round, this second round should be a breeze for them.
5, 4, 3,
Noble did manage to one and done.
attackers.
Although it was a long fight, team fight. It took a moment. But no, it was a good rotation from Noble. Actually, it took him 2 tries, didn't it? It took him 2 tries because they got spawn camped a little bit. But it was an overextension from NC Cyber that forced their hand, and a good rotation from Noble the first time. They're going to try that same route that got him to success right up the middle. Wall's already been used. Ice block out. Bubbles used as well. Noble have an edge in this fight. Can they take advantage? A fully charged Hinkle have rushing at you. NC Cyber need to disengage. They're going to go ahead and drop the assault configuration. Nice positioning from Crystal to block a lot of that damage. Still, focus fire onto the bash in the pool. Oh, that might have just saved Solomon's life. Solomon ducks it around the corner. Oh, Maywall, still Solomon survives eventually. Here comes I Have No Idea alongside Henkel to burn down the bash, and NC Cyber cannot disengage cleanly enough. 5v4 moving on to this point.
You got to back off. You're losing people already. The more people you lose here, the less time you're going to have to get back, especially with this payload opening up. And that spawn room is all the way back there. So you've got to, if you're going to disengage, you got to disengage now. I wouldn't be playing this. And yeah, now that's just the disengage. So at least you let it go with only the first tick. You still got a chance to fight this out, especially if no time gets, especially when no time gets added onto the clock. Just regroup, just play for another day here.
As first point picked up. And box victory is right there, but it takes time for this car to get out of the garage. NC Cyber will have time to move up. 58 seconds to go. You can't help but feel like this is final fight right here. If it's a quick one for NC Cyber, Noble might get 2 tries.
But the spawn room is right there for for Noble Academy as well. So the way they keep spamming this has got to be a team kill or nothing.
And then Blizzard out from Ghost, Wall there as well, but the Death Blossom in the back already finds Solomon. I have no idea, trades themselves for it, but it's no DPS. It's going to be up to Crystal to try to finish off this fight with the Graviton Surge, but there's one from both sides. The Kitsune Rush from the defense has kept Hinkle at bay, at least protecting those supports to the back. Amplification Matrix, and Hinkle's able to buy a little bit more space. It's enough to force Crystal away. Noble Academy just bulldoze their way into a map 2 win.
Do we consider that a letter number?
No.
I don't know if I want to, but yeah, I don't think so either. It's just a forced off with their play. Well done from Noble Academy to get their second point, and the way they did it was great as well. You knew it was over before that last fight even started because the DPS died early. Credit to I Have No Idea to get that Death Blossom and to get that second kill onto the Bastion and the May as well. So a big play from the Reaper of Noble Academy. They're on series point. They're on regional finals point, I guess you could say, because they win one more and they're inside of that January regional. So big plays from I Have No Idea. Big play from this team from Noble. And if they keep this going, right, they played that instantly correctly. They knew their win con. As soon as that May wall goes up, if everybody's regrouped, once that thing falls, it's all systems go. You go all in for it, and that's exactly what they did correctly. They knew that they could play that off because now they got a lot more angles to play out. Well done from Noble Academy. Want to see that momentum heading into map number 3. I mean, for the other team on NC Cyber, you just got to find a way to play a little bit more, play a little bit more as a group. Don't try to split off each other. Protect your backline, especially when I Have No Idea is just going to come in Wraith form and just go right at you. With the Reaper guy, mind you, did I ever tell you the Reaper guy was my favorite character in the game? No, I won't go in the copy boss. I won't go there.
Oh, well. Speaking of some fantastic plays, we're going to cut some highlights. Let's take a look at some of our best plays from throughout the tournament so far. And when we come back, we're going to get into some more VESL action here on day 4.
Huge. There is the self-destruct. They put it all on the line there. Holy cow, Paul.
That was a very fun fight. Both of these teams determined to make this happen. You can see a shatter from earlier from XQCL, a menace on the Rhino.
And look again, the pressure, the bull rush that they're going to have in, especially when you catch on the Roadhog like this.
Oh, the impressive aim from the Yari is making a lot more sense now as we see Jack at the DPS. And there she goes with the Death Blossom. Oh my goodness. Only Melody is able to escape with a shred of health. Torn to bits by this Reaper. That is another ace for Jackbird, their second of the series.
Some ideas potentially. Rusty Gold, that was a boop off the map if I'm not mistaken. I thought I saw him go off, but I didn't. It took a while for him to truly fall. Nice work there from Jasanshi. And a great start for North Mac. Some ults coming up for North Mac, but it's Harding first to the trigger. Again, that deadly combo. Kitsune Rush, Tack Visor. Oh, and it just melts the defensive team. That's already 4 down. Pick is trying to head for the hills, but it will be all 5 in the pocket of Kilo Swerve. But it's not quite enough. Where is this tire? It's needed. Are they going to try and get one more fight out of this? Kano here survives. I mean, there's an opportunity maybe to contest. So low, though. Here comes the tire in. It would have to get absolutely everybody. Oh my God! It's 3! XQCL, though, running over the rest of this fight. Back and forth we go here to start us off.
I like it. I like it. I like the fight. He's just the Hanzo bails out. I love it. The hide and seek there. Good lord. I thought that Doomfister was the most aggressive Doomfist that I've seen. Nuh-uh. The cheeses have got them completely lined out. I mean, look at this combo. This is the Chicken Little, by the way. Get done there. Takes the 1-0 lead. Kilo Swerve, though, absolutely filth with this Jedi. This is the three-piece. This is where they were up on the high ground. Yeah, and I mean, they had hooked in the Ana, and I mean, it was just Dunsky from there.
And Harding were down in that fight. Fortunately for JP Naap, they managed to find Still Red Snack and get the source of healing out of there. Large sustain now absent, and with that, JP Naap trying to see if they can close things out with his whole hog. Takes down Beast Guy out of the corner. A lot of low health bars, 2 off the side, including the Death Blossom from the Melody.
West Craven are holding strong.
Whoa, my God, 3K coming through. Are they going to be able to in the last seconds? They do. They touch the hook.
Oh my God, the hook saving it there. No, it didn't save it.
No, they got it.
The touch, it actually went through. Kajuka, you are unbelievable.
Back at a clean and quick 3-0 win, and the McLovin play of the game steals it from Hatsu. You gotta love to see this.
Oh, I'm always down for a good Baptiste play of the game. Makes me smile, makes me smile. Oh my goodness, lethal.
Quick.
Absolutely.
Lovely stuff from Myers Park. Vampiro, as long as he's able to survive, is getting so much done in these fights. And I mean, okay, well, I mean, Vampiro's done, so maybe not so much now. And there's another beautiful blossom. Oh my word, springtime in October.
Ace.
And is still able to hang out on this front line, but you can't DM that primary fire from Ghost. That primary fire has been buffed to the heavens, and that May is oh so dangerous. A good wall, and this Junkrat's in trouble. The DM to eat the Mayhem mines as well.
I mean, fantastic work out of Ghost here. This DPS player has been really shining, either on the Pharah or now on this May. They've got another Blizzard. I mean, it seems like every other fight, they've got a Blizzard ready to go.
Ghost has been doing insane work on this May. I mean, they buffed the damage of that primary fire, but the ultimate charge rate's still the same. So Blizzards are coming online wicked fast to be able to put in this amount of work. 20 seconds to go.
Well, I mean, the tire ready to go. They know that the immortality barrier is not there, so it's going to be.
And we are just getting started here in our 4th and final, the most exciting day of our regional qualifiers here for VESL Overwatch. It's Jeff and Clutch back at you as we continue. We've got basically 2 matches we've been keeping an eye on, with Noble Academy up 2-0 in their match over NC Cyber in group that is M between those two. And we've also got West Craven and Newburn A who've been battling out, Clutch.
Yeah, lots of good maps so far. What I love to see that, again, like I've been saying at the beginning since the beginning, flexibility between these games and everybody is just really well done. I mean, not a lot of times in the higher ups you'll see basically people standing to the meta, but I love seeing all the flexibility. I love seeing the plethora of characters that we're getting out here, especially from high school teams that know how to play it. The Reaper from I Have No Idea has been phenomenal this far. When they switched on over to that back in Blizzard World earlier on, and on their attack for Noble, that went really well, and it showed out in the end as well when they didn't have really any time left to go before getting that golden box of victory. So well done from them, adjusting to what needed to be adjusted to, and especially adjusting to the strategies here. You love to see the big brains of the teams knowing that, yep, once that plays like once that Maywall goes down, green light, all systems go, everybody rush in. You love to see that kind of strategy, and so far, I love the games that we're seeing. But right now, as we take a look at Noble Academy versus NC Cyber, Noble Academy now 1 game away from that regional final. They know it. They know that they're pretty excited for it, and then NC Cyber's got a reverse sweep to pull this one out.
Yeah, regional point, as you call it. I like it. I mean, Noble just needs one more. They've got all the momentum. They've really found their stride throughout this tournament, led by Hinkle, playing the take role. You know, a lot of Zarya that's just been, it's hard to beat. It's Hinkle's Zarya is one that kind of takes over. And then when you have DPS players as good as I Have No Idea and Detox, it can make life very difficult, and has been here for Newburn. Map 3, Suravasa. We're headed to Flashpoint, perhaps. We're seeing a match set up along there in the corner. I don't know if that may have been something with the take health bar. No, looks like take health bars are good.
Looks like there's two ticks actually, but no, okay. So they switched off. They knew the problem. They could have they figured it out. They handled it, so we're all good here. But D.Va into a Zarya. You like the advantage of the Zarya a little bit more because you can't eat. The only thing you can knock down on if you're Crystal is going to be this Graviton Surge, but they trade that out DPS for DPS, so this is an interesting fight already.
You say that. I mean, you can eat Suzus as well. It could be interesting little back and forth. What's Crystal getting very aggressive. D.Va not typically a counter for the Zarya for that very reason, like you were talking about. You can see on your screen with the massive beam just melting through the defense matrix.
Yeah, it's just melting away for right now, and so when NC Cyber does have the point, and remember, folks, this is Flashpoint, so Flashpoint goes a lot quicker than you would think. NC Cyber holding on to this for right now. If Crystal gets back into it, oh, Scaramouche with a nice headshot. That means this is all systems go for Noble.
I mean, NC Cyber was just so low. They had moved, they burnt through all of their cooldowns. Health bars were dwindling. It was a slow and steady chokehold from Noble Academy. And back to your point on the speed, it's almost twice as fast how much the percentage goes up compared to a control map.
Yeah, so it goes a lot quicker, so it's probably going to be 2 fights if you hold it on the entire way here. If you first flip it, back off, and then fight again, it'll probably be 2 or 3 fights that you can get out of this. For NC Cyber Academy, they know that they can wait a little while. Even if they were to lose this fight quickly, they can get it back, but Graviton Surge can be
nice.
big.
Yeah, good timing. Wait for the demon to fly past. There's a self-destruct in the back that may deny some follow-up here on this play. There we go. I was having a bit of a tech issue on my side, but it looks to have cleared out. And as the dust settles, it's NC Cyber Academy who still have players left on this point, 98%, and they're going to grab the first checkpoint here for Servasa.
Yeah, they're saying. So if you look at the chat, there's maybe
this is what I was originally talking about. So what happens is in a custom game, sometimes there's a glitch where it will take the health bars from open queue, and where your tanks have lower health. So I think that's what's happened to this lobby, and that's what I was originally afraid. I've seen this glitch happen before. So the tanks have a lower health bar than they're supposed to because it's adjusted for open queue, and so in the custom game, it took that value and taking what it's supposed to be in competitive role format, which is of course what we're using here for our VESL tournament.
Yeah, and it's interesting as well. We'll get word on whether or not we're going to go back to that game because I don't know if they're going to reset the game or not.
They should. They probably should.
But they probably should, even if one team got it over. But I mean, if you're just taking a look at it in general, even if the health bar did dwindle a little bit for the D.Va, I don't think it makes that much of a difference, honestly. Just because the Zarya combination running into the D.Va was really good, especially when the Zarya play from Hinkle was really good. Knowing, the D.Va flew right past you, so. Nothing to worry about eating unless that defense matrix is going to go right behind you. So you had the opportunity to use Graviton Surge, and even if the self-destruct was big, you knew you still had advantage on that. So really well done from Hickle, but that point did flip over, unfortunately, back to NC Cyber. So NC Cyber would have, unless that point stays, I think they're going to reset, but NC Cyber stays pretty well done there, even with the D.Va combination. So I like the way they're playing. They're playing a little more aggressively, and you could even see it in the D.Va that was just running up the Scaramouche, just shooting down with the little pistol. Even if you want to just build up your ultimate, you don't want to play. You're not playing behind cover. You're not playing behind anything. Just the aggressiveness is so much fun. I love what we're seeing so far.
It has been. It has definitely been a lot of fun. I mean, and Hinkle Zarya has, again, that's kind of a tipping point, it seems, for this Noble Academy team and for any opponent they go up against. If you can't handle the Zarya or have a plan for Hinkle Zarya, things will crumble. And I mean, D.Va not traditionally a strong pick against the Zarya, but the way Crystal is playing it and getting aggressive with it and not trying to avoid the Zarya, I think is the best move. Now, do need to make sure and stay aware of those Graviton Surge fights. Stay aware of your ult fights. Because that is a big win con here for Hinkle and the rest of Noble. Looks like we are... Okay, hey, you know what? While we're waiting on this map to cut back in, do want to let you know we are giving away 3 copies of Modern Warfare 3 for Call of Duty. We already have one that has gone out. Let's see. It is DJ Again has won our first giveaway here for a copy of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So congratulations to DJ Again.
Yeah, congratulations. Plenty more opportunities to win out. Like you said, there were 3 opportunities, two more as well. So, hey, I mean, stick around. Obviously, you got chances to win on both streams. So open up both of the streams on A side, B side, whatever you want to call it here. I mean, there's 2 streams open for you, especially as we go through 7 pools of matches and 14 in total regional spots to get to when we get to January as well. So, I mean, take two more spots to win games, 14 spots still available for regional finals. I mean, this is looking like a very good Thursday here if you're talking about games in Overwatch.
Very good Thursday, dude. You know what? It's been a good week in general here for this regional qualifiers. I mean, it's been amazing to see all the young competition coming through. I feel like we are seeing the future of Overwatch. We're seeing what the next generation will look like. And I love the identity we're getting out of teams. I love the focus that we're getting. The teamwork has been impeccable across the board. And as we're into day 4, obviously our competition is only getting more and more intense, more and more difficult. And even this one here, we're looking at a very much an underdog, an NC Cyber Academy taking on the undefeated Noble. NC Cyber have kept these pretty darn close. I mean, it took extra innings. Both teams were able to cap there on Blizzard World. Anytime you're going to extra innings, I mean, the team is challenging you. That is no way a wipe, you know?
Yeah, I mean, anytime that you're going to get a team that, I mean, remember, folks, we said this earlier on that there was a 2-1 earlier between Noble Academy and NC Cyber Academy. You knew that there were going to be close fights, especially 2-0 does not tell you the story at all. We went 2-1 back on Elios, and we went, what was it, 4-3, or I'm sorry, it would technically be 5-4 for the win for Noble there, too. So a 2-0 doesn't tell you the entire story on the fact that how they got to the 2-0 is the story in itself. So really close fights. It's just that little tiny gap of error that you see from Noble Academy or from NC Cyber. I shouldn't say so much of an error as Noble Academy takes advantage of what that little gap is. Like when you talk about a Maywall in an all systems go scenario, or you talk about a Reaper getting into the back line for you and using up both of your immortality field and your protection Suzu. It's just those little things that get you over the hump to score you that 5-4, that 2-1, to get you those map points. So the 2-0 I feel like is a lot closer. If NC Cyber in this third map can kind of clean that up a little bit, kind of alternate what they're doing with their Suzu as well as the immortality field, or really anything that they can get going, I feel like they've got a chance at this, especially knowing that this Baptiste has been pretty dang good earlier on. You saw it before the I have no idea Reaper came out. That support line was doing really well until the Reaper got to them. So just protect your back line. Name of the game, keep your back line alive. Keep that immortality field protection Suzu in your pocket, because if you do, you're going to win a lot more fights than you think.
Well, it looks like while we're waiting for Servasa to get ironed out with Noble versus NC Cyber, we are going to go ahead and cut back over to West Craven Team A versus Newburn Team A, where West Craven barely edged out Ilios, winning that one 2-1. Had a 1-0 lead in the series after that map. Not exactly sure. Still waiting on live updates here to figure out exactly where we are, but we're going to be cutting in shortly, and we'll all figure it out together.
Yeah, I mean, we'll figure this out entirely. Obviously, there are a lot of games to be going on right now. 14 spots, meaning there's 14 games going on in the current moment. So, I mean, plenty of action. Obviously, over on the other stream right now, you're looking at plenty of other matches inside of what I would call the pools 1 through 4, or rather the upper pools, I guess you could say, because we're finding games here in the second half of our alphabetical groups here from I and J, as well as M and N. So they've got the upper echelon, I guess you could say, in letters. We've got the lower echelon of letters. Nothing to say about lower and upper, by the way, folks. I'm just talking about numbers. I'm just talking about numbers. If you put number statistics on each of them, I'm just ranting off on that. But anyways, yeah. So I mean, what we're seeing though is a lot of the time when we get to this next map, I remember on Elios that there was that Ramatra versus Reinhardt scenario where they changed off of the Reinhardt, moved on over, and then Ramatra got swapped off to as soon as they switched to the Reinhardt. So I feel like this game is going to be a lot more rock paper scissors than the other game, than the game we saw between Noble Academy and NC Cyber Academy. Not playing so much for what the comp is, more or less so trying to counter out each other. I kind of like the scenario, but the problem is if you try to keep countering back and forth, whoever's going to win that out first is probably going to win in the end. So you need to start off on the right foot in this game, I guess, between groups I and J here.
IJ, LMN, Coast, Best Coast. Yeah. West Craven A. Taking on Newburn. Looks like we're at Servasa here. West Craven in the red. Newburn A is in the blue with script on that Ramatra. Still, we'll let you know who won our hybrid map. Still unsure, but obviously Servasa means a lot for one of these teams. It's either a team looking to close it out or take the lead. One of the two.
Yeah, looking at right now, just a little bit of a faster combination. I always feel like on maps like Flashpoint, you really want to have a Lucio. Oh, great hook, by the way, but you really want to have a Lucio to speed away, especially when you're trying to change point. And at the very first point as well, control, you always want to be the first to get onto the point. But we'll see right now that the script moving on over the Ramatra instead could very well prove useful, especially in a scenario where you just use the Annihilation. And right now, it's just building up to it at about 70%.
Yeah, rotations and movement's so important in this game mode in particular. So the Lucio, big thing, but not gonna have it for the rest of this fight. as Bizo the Bozo catches them out. Now a lot of pressure onto that Ramatra into the back line. Bizo's going into a Bastion as well as Ramatra. Manages to find the kill and gets the Death Blossom out onto Vicious. It was a nice little 1-2 punch. I'm a smart rock playing distance while Bizo the Bozo made the space.
How do you get away with that? I mean, credit the supports then from the Kiriko and the Mora there, because I don't know how you survived there, especially on Rainstorm. I mean, yes, you get a little bit of an aid healing from the Reaper itself, Reaper passive, but other than that, you had nothing to it, and now the Annihilation gets popped to start.
I mean, I think Vicious was about to shoot him, and Honest Smart Rock lands a perfect hook to protect Bizo, but yeah, this is a Annihilation combined with the Kitsune Rush. Pushed out of the Annihilation by the whole hug, but the Kitsune Rush is still there now, Sound Barrier. Just to try and secure this point, but Vicious doesn't get it. Vicious falls. Still, there's enough resources left here for Newburn. They're able to move on and clean up. Now just chasing Amoy around in circles. Ring around the Rosie. Furious goes back to spawn.
Good stability there. At least you got yourself a little bit more percentages, although in Flashpoint really doesn't matter if it's only about 15 because it'll go back to the lead in Newburn. But at least for West Craven, now just got to go a little bit quicker. You have a Kitsune Rush if you need to get back on point. Don't think you need it, but you'll have at least the Kitsune Rush in the pocket as well as a Coalescence. Expect this Reaper and this Orisa to pop off here if that gets popped.
Get a score update there. Top of your screen, friends. West Craven on regional point. Here comes the Orisa with the Kitsune Rush and the Coalescence. Back them up. Double support ult used early from West Craven in this fight. Bizo the Bozo moves in with sub 100 health and manages to find Okigex out of the back. Oh my. West Craven using both supports to just storm onto the objective. They're going to steal this one away. Ooh, it's going to be close for Newburn to get back.
Yeah, Kitsune Rush plus Coalescence, yeah, the cooldown there, but also when you've got the Reaper there just shooting away with the shotguns, that's pretty good for you. So now you're going to have the Lucio having to have to touch the point here, but you do have the Artillery Strike as well. I don't know. Yeah, they're too far away. I don't think they touch the point anyway. So position yourself for the next one as we get to the next part of the map, and I believe away. Hold on. Gardens is going to be the next one. So this plays a little bit more open. You do have the environmental possibility with the Orisa, with the Lucio as well on either end. But actually, no, instead of the Orisa, they're switching on over to the Mora. So they're a little bit more mirrored, if anything. The only difference being the Diva and the Sojourn instead of the Bastion versus the Orisa. Excuse me, Reaper versus Sojourn. Oh my gosh, I can't read on my board right now.
West Craven on the point with said Bastion. And a lot of punching power. Bizo the Bozo getting aggressive once again. I'm a Smart Rock finds the kill on the back of it. We keep seeing Bizo the Bozo kind of act as the Smart Rock fortifies the backline. This plays a lot like Double Bubble. It reminds me of Double Bubble from back in the day. And Bizo Bozo moves forward to do a lot of frontline damage, takes a lot of cooldowns out, and allows West Craven a space they need to clean up.
Now, normally in this scenario, I mean, you talked about it, right? You normally see the, I mean, for at least in this composition, the Reaper really wouldn't be the engage. It would be the Orisa and always normally be the tank pressing W. But in this case, if you allow Bizo the Bozo to get in the back line there, when you find a pick, if you find a pick, you're able to get that. And now it's just a good pick onto Bizo the Bozo to start at the very least.
Oh, that self-destruct's going to be nasty. Yeah, there was no cover. I can't believe Torque for Hollow managed to get out of that one alive using the speed from the Kitsune Rush. Oh man, the path has been laid to victory here for Noble Academy. The solo kill onto Torque for Hollow.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. You didn't have the nade to help you out to escape there. It was just all over the point for the artillery strike. So
that felt a little personal, Clutch. That felt a little...
I agree with that. I feel like if I got there, I feel like I would just stay still and take it and be like, "Oh, that's just rude. That's just rude." I mean, come on, man. You didn't need to, but I guess that was rude. But anyways, Coalescence available to them as well. It's going to be trading support ultimate. Watch out for the artillery strike, though. Oh, keeping the rush gets you push down.
Yeah, but still a massive hiccup. Oh, West Craven. Now, with the Coalescence able to push in, taking a lot of damage and weren't really able to move as quick as I think they needed to, but their patience is being rewarded as Furious melts down their opposition and makes sure that there's not enough sustain here for Script to survive this fight.
Yeah, so what Newburn there, it was just a little bit unfortunate. They did get the pick onto the Kiriko to start, but the Kiriko still had the Kitsune Rush, so they felt like they needed to kite off there, but the Kitsune Rush was in a little bit of a position where if you had pushed up just a bit more, you could have gone for the go button. Instead, it was Furious that was able to use that Kitsune Rush to their advantage and then get the Coalescence to do more damage instead of forcing that Coalescence to do healing instead. So well done by West Craven, and now the next flashpoint coming up. Hold on. Get to hear it in a second. The Ruins is next. So Ruins plays a little more in an enclosed area, which should very work well inside of this for this Reaper combination. But also if the Far can get a couple of shots off, which Vicious has now switched to.
As our teams both make their
I'm
way.
here.
The order in which
Flashpoint
these spawns
unlocks
can
in 10 seconds.
heavily sway how the fight goes and who has the advantage as far as the closer spawn. Looks like Newburn are able to get this objective first. They're going to have to win 3 in a row if they want to keep their tournament hopes alive. West Craven trying to come down the stairs using the Graviton Surge. That's going to catch 4. It looked like Script was able to get out of it using the Fortify, but I'm Smart Rocket still just entrenched here amongst the Newburn players, and that Kitsune Rush will not be enough. It looks like the stones have been laid the other direction of West Craven plant their flag on this point. Newburn will get a little bit of percentage, but it goes right back the other way.
One of the big things I'm noticing right now, even with the Mora and a Kiriko, I'm not counting Coalescence as a defensive ult. There's no defensive ult like a Transcendence or a Samur to save you, especially with the Zarya Graviton Surge like that. So West Craven just can take it rightful advantage of that and just go right on in and spam all the damage as soon as 4 players get involved. So now Newburn coming up. Okay, guys, falls super low, but you're going to have a lot of ultimates on the side of Newburn. Same thing for New Craven. I expect this to be a lot of Qs being pressed in the fight.
Goes down Newburn with a pharmacy here. Point. These Bozo manages to raise form out. He's gonna come back and try to deny res. Beautifully done. The patience, the awareness from Bizo the Bozo knew exactly how that was gonna go. Think of 3 steps ahead of Newburn and shutting him down. This is looking done and dusted. West Craven are so close to moving on to regionals.
That Mercy Res was too risky. Oh, now you lose Okigex. That's even worse. So it's got to be someone to touch, especially this Tracer.
Vicious don't die.
So it's got to be all or nothing. Just don't die. Keep it alive. But too much charge for the Zarya.
Oh, and Vicious isn't going to make it as well. West Craven have done it. They have denied Newburn any entry into the point. Your first team to move on. A huge congratulations to West Craven as they claim their spot in the regional playoffs taking place in January.
Yeah, I mean, a 4-0 record at the start of Group J, and then that what also helps out is a complete sweep and not having to play your first game as well. And talk about play of the game, by the way, Akitiko gets play of the game, especially when you're just hitting kunais left and right. That's a sharpshooter for your play of the game right there with those kunais on the headshots. So when kunais hit your head, everybody knows when the ninjas hit you in the head with the kunai, you're just dead. So I mean, that's what happens there.
Even with the nerf, I mean, it's still vicious. It's still super vicious. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but anyways, I mean,
huge
overall,
congrats.
West Craven playing an excellent game with what they had, the changes that they made, especially when mirroring over to the Mora Kiriko. They knew what they were doing in that. Meanwhile, the Mora Kiriko combination gives you a little bit more faster healing, if you will, with the healing orb alongside of the protection, or it's alongside of the healing Ofudas. But they knew how to use their cooldowns. What was really unfortunate for the Newburn team, was really unfortunate for them. Again, no defensive ultimates to go up against the Zarya. If you had a Soundbarrier, if you had a Transcendence, you had a good chance at winning out those fights, especially keeping your team alive. Unfortunately, not the case there. So West Craven overall having the better composition, having a better strategy, but more importantly, having the better road and get themselves into the spot into the regionals come January.
Always breaks my heart to send a team home, but Newburn, you fought well. We loved watching you play. We respect you, but congratulations. Must go to West Craven A, as we will see them in regionals. But we are also going to see the conclusion of our Server match from earlier. I think we got our bugs worked out, and we're going to punch in here to Noble and NC Cyber Academy, where Noble is also sitting on regional point. We're tied 1-1 here on this map, though.
If you haven't watched this, by the way, folks, if you're just joining us, this Noble and NC Cyber Academy, yes, looks like on the verge of a sweep, but that score in the middle is more important to you. 1-1. This is how close it's been. They've been back and forth the entire time. So now you're going to see this map of Temple. This, I think, Temple really plays into the strength of the Zarya right here. The Zarya is going to be the biggest difference if Noble Academy can get to it, especially running down a diva like this.
Give me a tree left in the back. Not good enough to save Hinkle Blizzard. And the Kitsune Rush is too much for Noble to bear. Oh, the wall! How did you get over that wall? I have no idea. All right, that was an impressive escape. I'll give you credit for that one.
Yeah, I don't know how you find an escape either, but now, yeah, with really nothing to help you out, this is just a chase down, especially if you can get rid of Turtle early. Turtle is also going to find a way to escape this as well. NC Cyber Academy, though, doing the right thing, playing aggressively, trying to stagger out fights what they can, and then now they're just regrouping back to the point. So, with a lot of ultimates online, especially that self-destruct, going to be very, very interesting to see self-destruct versus Graviton Swords, which one gets the better of this fight.
I have no idea. Trying to open things up. The Graviton Surge came out onto the point. Coalescence here from NC Cyber to try to help their members survive through all of that. And it's just ultimates going on left and right. While there, NC Cyber are the ones who deny the escape. Beautiful play out of Ghost. Telling you, they may have the best game in the May in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, you know what the win con is here. They got rid of the Graviton Surge, so now all you have to worry about is I have no idea on this Death Blossom alongside of the Kitsune Rush. Combo bot that together, by the way, is one of the scariest things I've seen. But you still now have a little bit of time. I don't know if they get back on the point. In fact, they actually are going to try to contest this one more time. I think they get it. Yeah, they get it just in time. Detox falling off the map knowing that. But now you get into the final point, or the fourth point here, which it will be Garden. So this one a little bit more open area. This one gives you a little bit more time. I have no idea. Gets a little bit more chances at trying to get a pick off, and that's exactly what they start off with Solomon.
Yeah, no, NC Cyber Academy split up and sent the May with their supports over to the point. Solomon doesn't make the rotation, and unfortunately it means that they're going to have to try to fight a 4v5. Sure, they got here first. That's important, but it's not as important as making it here with your entire team.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on that. For a game like Flashpoint here, you really got to stick together with your team when transitioning point. If one person dies, that walk is a long way out, and now they're just going to use ultimates here, especially Kitsune Rush will help you out for Noble.
Yeah, I mean, the point wasn't even locked by the time Noble got here, so it wasn't even a first cap for NC Cyber for their troubles. Unfortunately, my feed is frozen here. You might have to take over for a moment.
Yeah, my feed was frozen at the same time, too. So
all right, well,
can't
sorry,
really
Fritz.
help you. What I can tell you, though, is that Noble Academy finds their picks. I have no idea. By the way, I have no idea. Use their ultimate to no avail, mind you. But I have no idea it's back up to 43% on an ultimate already for the Death Blossom. I mean, how good is this Reaper right now?
I have no idea. It's definitely a force to be reckoned with. No doubt there. This cheeky little flank. They're just going to hide this. Wait, Hinkles, you're going to give away. You see, I have no idea. Shaking their head. You see him shaking their head. They're like, no. Don't give me away. Don't give me away. Okay. I don't think they noticed. NC Cyber still didn't pick up on it. And here comes I have no idea with the Blitzkrieg into the back. The Suzu isn't enough. There's no way this Bastion survives, right? Oh, my goodness. The attention turns around.
Oh.
The self-destruct takes out 3. What in the Overwatch is going on? What an amazing team fight here. As Crystal might have just saved the day. You're going to survive the Death Blossom with a Coalescence, and NC Cyber will get some percentage going on here.
I'm throwing my pen down on the ground. I can't figure out. I can't make heads or tails of what just happened with the. You had in the back line there. I have no idea. Getting a pick onto the Kiriko, so you think you'd win, but everybody knows one explosive ultimate like a self-destruct from Crystal can change the entire fight. That's exactly what happened there. Well done from Crystal to get that wall up and over the top of the garden. So now we go into this next fight here with 3 ultimates online for NC Cyber Academy, who, if they take this point, they keep themselves alive here in this tournament.
One sub-map at a time, one objective at a time here for NC Cyber to try to climb this mountain. May have to do a little deforestation here if they want to move through this fight, but they get rid of Mother Nature, Turtle? Yeah, we'll go with that. Sending into the Junkrat cleanup from NC Cyber Academy.
Yeah, you would think that instead of cutting down the forestation, they went right through it essentially, but they went right through the Amazon forest and found the city that was Noble Academy and just broke that down entirely. So Noble now on the back foot here. Not a lot of ultimates to work with. You have a Kitsune Rush alongside an artillery strike and another self-destruct coming up from Crystal. Not a Graviton Surge. Detox needs to be big with his tire.
Detox is trying to go in, excuse me, I have no idea. He's trying to go in alongside the tire. They created a little disruption, but it doesn't quite work out. It's a 1-for-2 trade, favoring NC Cyber on this point with a 99 percentile. Hinkles is managed to stay alive through the remake. That almost got him. Turda not as lucky, and the tank has no more support. NC Cyber Academy, they're not going home just yet.
Shows you the closeness of this one so far, eh, Jeff? This one is super, super close. 2-1 your scoreline again. I mean, if we're, I honestly think the way NC Cyber is playing right now, we very well could go to a map 5. I'm just saying. But right now, you look at play of the game from Crystal. This is definitely the bomb. There can be no other way that this is not the bomb here. Not even over the top, just straight into the rest of the team. No fade, or no swift step, no no tree of life, nothing to block anything there. Great play there, especially in an open area like Gardens, where you really don't have a lot of cover unless you're behind the walls there on points. So well placed by Crystal in the end, getting that win for that fight and essentially the win for the map overall. I want to talk about NC Cyber real quick because NC Cyber
Hold on, but
did super well.
Before you move on to that, I do want to highlight, because it was such an important thing. We were talking about how the Reaper was going in and creating the space, and then they were leaving kind of Hinkle in the back, and the tank was kind of sitting and following up. Well, they decided to just throw a self-destruct in to deny any follow-up. So they know that game. They know the Reaper in the front line, and what an adaptation there in that final moment to use that self-destruct to just say, no, the rest of the team has to stay over there. If we get kills with it, great. If not, the Reaper's in here alone on an island. Guess what? They got both. I mean, what a brilliant adaptation from NC Cyber. Apologies for the interruption, but I had to point that out. Like, it was so impressive.
No, I feel that's an important point too you make, because yeah, you're right, that denied them any chance of getting, so they were either forced to do one of the two things, either run away from the bomb or kind of fight with the rest of the team. And even if they fought with the rest of the team, they were in so much open space where that bomb was, that bomb was going to hit them regardless. So well pointed out there that really that Reaper was just in so much trouble, even if getting a pick onto the Kiriko and not having that Kitsune rush to use. But a big brave move by, I have no idea, like we've seen all series long, but in the end that bomb saves them and the bomb gives them. And especially with the way that they were set up, that was a more defensive sided team, so the way they won that fight was really well done from them from the bomb, and the defensive sided team won that one out, especially with the Kitsune rush, especially with the ultimates that they used. And at the end too, they was way too staggered out for Noble to win that one out anyway. So NC Cyber doing well off to stay alive. And now I think as we move on into our next map here, this is going to be an interesting thing to talk about for Noble, because Noble looked very good on the first two maps, even again taking care of those advantages that they were given. But NC Cyber now is on the other foot, taking care of Noble's advantages that they gave them in all 3 points. Remember, folks, you had 3 points to work with back on Sotavasa. Yes, that big bomb happened on 1 point, but they had 2 other points they could have won if they needed to, but they just couldn't, and that's the way NC Cyber wins out and keeps themselves alive. So we go into the next map now. NC Cyber's got to have all the momentum going towards their way, the way they played that 3-1 map on Sotavasa.
Getting sweaty, friends. It's getting sweaty. We're going to take 2 minutes, cool down. When we come back, it's map 4 when VESL Regional Qualifiers Day 4 continues. We'll see you in a minute. Oh, hey! For real this time? For real this time? I think we're here. I think we're here.
I think we're here. I think we're good.
We're back. We're back. All right. Well, we had a bit of a tech issue. It's okay, though. It happens. It happens. We are looking at Noble taking out NC Cyber Academy. If you're just joining us, you've dropped into an absolute banger. Noble go up 2-0 to start things off, but it was by no means an easy 2-0 for them to obtain. And then here comes NC Cyber, striking back in a big way on Survos. I mean, it was a pretty dominant victory for them on Flashpoint.
Yeah, pretty dominant 3-1. Again, these games have been so close thus far. I mean, if you want to go back into the entire game so far, 2-1 on Elios, 5-4 on Blizzard World when you look at it for Noble. So NC Cyber needing to come up with a reverse sweep. They're off to the right start if you want to talk about that, because they get the 3-1 win on Sudavasa. I thought it would maybe go 3-2 and take us all the way up to that last map on Palace, but instead it was Sudavasa that goes 3-1 onto the team from NC Cyber, keeping them alive. So our next map up is going to be push map, which is going to be interesting to see, because both of these teams have that kind of spam damage, if you will, regardless with the Reaper, with the Bastion. I mean, the shred damage is probably one of the best. And now you're going to have the combination, and wow, I mean, we're already into the match, but this is dominant from NC Cyber.
3.5 minutes in, and NC Cyber are already at a checkpoint and looking to take over the bridge from Noble Academy. It's self-destruct being thrown in from Crystal, and another 3K! The Crystal bombs are alive and well here at VESL Overwatch.
Yeah, Crystal bombs, very, very well done. I have no idea it's going to be able to flip this though entirely. I mean, yeah.
No, probably not.
Yeah, no, I mean,
it was still a great bomb, all right?
Yeah, still a great bomb overall. Yeah, it doesn't flip it, okay. I thought they were, but now it's only back to a Diva and a Mora. If you want to, you could back off here. You're in triple-digit meterage, which, by the way, I found out the statistic the other day where if you're over triple digits and you have 0 meters, you know what the percent chances of winning for the team that has 0 meters are. It is insane to think about. 0.002%. It's so insane.
Wow. Well, there you go, friends. So, Noble Academy have to beat the odds, defy all of the odds. If they want to come back and close this out here on Palisades. Give me a Blizzard out from Cyber Academy. That's going to get at least 2. Tree of Life was up from tournament. It's too far away to save either the Ashe or the Yana. Beautifully placed here from Ghost, and I stand by it. Best made in the league.
Yeah, very well could be. I mean, I don't think we've seen many Mays here, but if we have been, yeah, Ghosty's probably one of the best Mays, probably because of the Blizzard placement, probably because of the way that they're slowing down everybody, and the target focus here from NC Cyber looking really good. There's a reason why they're at 103 meters right now, looking for the end to the 114 and beyond as we get into the next fight.
I mean, Ghost has the whole package. The accuracy, the eye signals is just ruthless. It's Crystal who's going to get the first kill here, and there's that accuracy I was talking about from our star May player. It's a 2-player lead already as the meters continue to mount here for NC Cyber Academy. TS1 might just be able to call it in early. Take an early day, take a half day, TS1. Hinkle's not going to lock anybody with that grab. That's just food for Crystal's Diva. Self-destruct will clean off Scaramou, and this is done. 140 to 0. NC Cyber send us to map 5.
4 minutes and 20 seconds, I believe that clock read when it ended. So a 5-minute and 40-second game from NC Cyber. What has happened since the second map? What has happened since the? I mean, what is it? What is it on the East Coast? Like 7:24 right now in North Carolina, in the Carolinas right now. It's 7:24. Maybe in the first 2 maps they didn't have any food or something. I don't know what's going on at this point. NC Cyber just absolutely dominating the last 2 maps here. Well, I shouldn't say dominating because Survasa was a little bit closer, but it feels like the skill has tipped entirely to the side of NC Cyber now. I don't know what else to say. I mean, crystal bombs. Ghosty icicles. They have eaten their dinner and they had steak. I don't know what else to say.
They are feasting, my friends. They are feasting. You're 1-2 NC Cyber Academy are one map away from the biggest upset we've seen in the tournament so far. Oh my goodness. Noble have been flawless up until now. I mean, barely dropping, they dropped a map or two in groups, but Noble have looked indomitable. Oh, I cannot wait to see this map 5. It'll be on Escort, but we're going to keep you in suspense. We're going to see what else is going on around VESL here. And so we're going to cut in. It's going to be Palisades taking on Huff. Looks like we're going to get our first match going here directly. Get you more information as we figure it out.
Yeah, and by the way, this is pool 3, so Jeff, we're in the upper half of the alphabet now. I guess you could say in terms of groups. Our first look at this with Palisades versus Huff. Palisades coming in here from Group F versus Group E, or actually, yes, both of these guys actually within their own rights here. 2-1, 1-2 on either end, but you look at Bonds and you look at a self-destruct Captive Sun, even by the Javelin spin, mind you, so Terror Surge could be huge.
Yeah. What do you look? Wikipedia Huff has well, not quite as good a record, but hey, you know what? We'll roll with it. They're winning the era. That's all that matters for them is they're looking to bring things back. One more fight, they'll tie us up.
Maybe looking to tie us up here indeed, but you look at Speed getting a kill with that. Now the blade is going to be available to them alongside an artillery strike, so that blade could very well be big for them, especially with a nano boost, but there's no nano boost to pair with it.
Yeah, I showed Huff at 1-2 coming out of Group F. Speed's going to go ahead and get a kill here, though. Palisades are going to work this way back, and Huff not quite able to tie us up. Here in our first map of this finals. Ooh, the Legends just nowhere to go. This has been my first look at Rhino Zarya clutch. I got to say, it's been quite impressive from what we've seen.
Yeah, Rhino Zarya has been full charge most of the time here, and getting into the final fight now, it's going to keep going like that.
Juju tried to use the outburst to get onto the point. Won't be able to initiate. I think the Junkrat dead, but both supports are already down. The Junkrat is already dead as well. Oh, there happens to be the most evil character in the world on the point, but that Wrecking Ball will not last. Palisades will indeed claim their first submit.
I want to point out, Zarya did get nerfed in this recent patch, although it was just the bubble size as well as the, I mean, barely, if anything. So the Zarya is still a common pick here. And this Zarya from Rhino showing up big. I mean, I think you and I can agree. I don't think I saw that laser beam underneath 80 charge during an entire team fight. I don't think so whatsoever. So when you have Rhino just absolutely dealing damage on the Zarya up against an Orisa like that, very, very well done. So now they're going to switch on over to an Orisa and instead probably counters out this ball if they're going to stick on the Wrecking Ball, which I don't assume is going to stick. Wrecking Ball has been more or less just touch the point, get there. But if the Wrecking Ball does stay on Night Market, it's not a bad idea here. But instead going with the Ramatra. So Ramatra versus Orisa. I mean, I shouldn't say two, even considering they both have their own strengths to the kit. But the big thing here in Palisades is going to have that big bio grenade, which cannot be cleansed whatsoever. So the game really rests on Rin right now if they want to try to clean out this Ramatra.
Doing a little more digging in our records. Palisades would have been flawless through groups. If not for Huff. Huff's only win in group stage was over Palisades. It's like this could be the team that has their number. It could play spoiler here. Palisades working around coast side to move on to this point with the Orisa comp. They will grab a favorable position as they can just kind of stand here and hold down these two entryways for the moment. Oh, Rhino wants to get aggressive. Is trying to push out. All right, thinks better of it. Both of our tanks kind of reset back to a neutral position.
Yeah, they reset for right now, and again, first going on over to Palisades, which is really nice. You have Rin at about 60% to the ultimate. Bio nades, again, can be very, very huge, especially against a team that doesn't have a cleanse.
Maki's getting a full. Not gonna have a bob in here either. Boone does get the res off in the back, and Huff taking their time trying to find entrance into this point. They have managed to get out a couple cooldowns, including the Fortify. And Icicle has gone around the outside for a bit of a flank. Gets the kill on a Tatsumaki! The flanking Ayori is the ticket here for Huff.
I'm sorry, they got that with the outburst? Wait, that has to be off the map then, because, I mean, that outburst doesn't really do a lot, but that had to be off the map for the Bastion. So, I mean, a huge play from them that lets Huff flip it, and now better side for them. They can let the healing pylon rest inside of that point if they decide to just stay in there for a little while. So Icicle's going to get a lot of heals and a lot of percentages to that Captive Sun yet again. Spoon having that bob is big, but a headshot onto a Bastion that's in recon form. Not the greatest start here for Palisades.
Ooh, Red uses the nano boost, but it's on to speed. I thought they might be able to use it to save the Orisa, but no, just get aggressive. Send your Genji in to slice through everybody. That's always a good plan. As strong as it's ever been.
Yeah, I always like to call this combination Old Faithful because when you have the nano boost, when you have the blade, there is no other target for you to pick other than the Genji, because the Genji can do so much damage on just 2 swings of a blade. So well done, Palisades, getting it back. So now Palisades being on the better foot here. Rhino has the Terra Surge available, Coalescence to do some damage as well, versus an Annihilation, as well as a very low Icicle that goes low, but Attack Fires and a Bob to support it. So the 2 DPS ults could very well be important, especially with no defensive ults coming up for Palisades.
Oh. It's Rhino holding outside. It's gonna get that kill. Echo Venom is down. But Rice Grade also manages to fall. Oh, in the dome. A lot of sustain missing here for Rhino. So, well, it's still with that. The Legend wants to go find the squishies in the back. Oh, manages to get Rhino, too. I mean, once Rin was gone, that was it. The Legend systematically pick apart this defense.
Oh man, that was a trade fight though, but I do love the tenacity of Hoff to keep this one going here, especially when they flip the point. So they get the regroup just in time, but if Palisades really wanted to, they could just spam rush this right in because they don't have a healer available to them inside of the point right now. Oh, well, now the Alardi comes back, so you're fine for right now. But 50% long and rolling Terra Surge and Coalescence available to you. But coming up on another blade, but Rin's still 30% short of what speed is given right now. So Rin's got to come up on this big. So if Palisades wants a nano blade, they just got to start rushing right in, but back off just a little bit so that they can allow Rin to heal.
Yeah, just let Rhino kind of take a little bit of damage and heal them up. But that killing the Rice Grade's just got to be, I mean, demoralizing here for Palisades as they try to push it. Still, they're able to get a couple kills on the back of it. They say they don't need the nano for that blade. Speed can get the job done with 1 hit point and a dream. God, I love it when I can say that.
Yep, 1 hit point and a dream for Palisades to keep it alive. So now you got to get to the point quickly. The legs of the soldier are only going to be your only chance here. Maybe a coach gun from the Ash here over the top, but this has got to be quick here from Palisades, or from Hoff, I should say. But starting off on the right foot, getting a kill on the Rin.
Oh, what a big kill that is with the nano in play. Captive Sun in over the top as well. Icicle leaves a dying wish here for Hoff to try to pull them in this map. Annihilation, throw it into everything here from Hoff, and they will find themselves 1 lifeline left.
Yep, final fight territory no matter what happens here in Night Market. So now Spoon coming up on a Bob. That's the only ultimate you're going to have online. Palisades, meanwhile, you're going to have at least 2 ultimates to work with, especially that nano boost. Keep your eye on that nano boost heading on over to the Bastion, because that's going to deal so much damage when it gets into turret form.
I know, making a very last-second swap. Palisades may not have their tank here once they get this touch. Here comes Speed with the nano boost onto the point. May just try to use it to build up the rest, but there's a Bob here as well. This is a 5v4 favoring Hoff, including the big Omnic Butler. Sleep landed onto the Diva, but Ryder is able to back up, get behind the safety of that bash. Oh no, just goes in deeper. Decides to come around to the outside. This is pure chaos on the point, and Hoff are thriving in it. Spoon manages to finish off 1. It's the Legend 512 on the outside, trying to find the Yana. Bastion sticks their head out, uses an ultimate to get a kill. Now with the artillery, 4 was trying to mow him down, but nobody gets on. The support leapt onto the point in the waning moments, but it was a second too late. Oh, all right. We're going to have to cut away from this one here. We're going to announce here real quick. We have got Feral Void is our second Modern Warfare 3 giveaway winner here. Congratulations to Feral Void. Now, with that said, let's go back over into our map 5 as we get into the conclusion of Noble versus NC Cyber Academy.
Yeah, this is the one I really wanted to watch here, to see NC Cyber right now. I mean, this is NC Cyber. On the defensive side, this is going to be Noble on the attacking side. Seems like they finally found a little bit of rhythm here, especially on a map like Circuit Royale, in which we're going to end up here on for map number 5, the final map of the series. You like the way that this composition kind of lines up. I have no idea. It gets a little bit more of a free reign unless, because the Mei has no mobility. Neither does the Bastion. So on upper points like this, I have no idea is going to get free reign to just shoot down from below. And the only shield you have is that defense matrix, which won't last for you very long unless it's on cooldown.
I mean, Noble have made complete composition change, a complete, like, strategy shift. Here for Noble, heading into map 5, as Hinkle has been on the Zarya for all of this. Now, frozen stiff on the Ramatran's gonna fall. Was on the low ground, and just rather than try to challenge up high, NC Cyber just rushed down the tank, and it works.
Yeah, so,
Uh-oh.
but Detox can turn this around, though.
Yeah, but can you push in with just Detox and I have no idea? You're not gonna be able to get around this corner,
You
right?
never know with a Junkrat and a soldier.
Ah! Oh no! Detox just gets squished like a bug. Does manage to pick up a kill onto Scotty Z. Perhaps then the ranks a little bit, but a nano boost onto Crystal allows them to just scream forward and find Turtle in your backline. Trade for trade on the support. Self-destruct. We'll get Crystal back into mech, and the stabilization continues here from the defensive NC Cyber.
Good sleep dart from Hinkle, mind you. Bionated plus sleep dart pretty much is death for you, even as a tank. Like the Ramontra in Nemesis form, it pretty much spells death. So 2 minutes and 24 seconds on the clock now as they try to push right on in. Scotty's got a kitchen rush to counter out what I have no idea is going to throw out, which is probably going to be the attack visor. You're probably pulling that out in this next fight, 1-for-1 trade here. So with that attack visor going to come out, Ghosty's playing a little aggressively, got to get back though, and now would be the opportunity to use attack visor unless you can get Crystal out of the mech first.
This is Noble's best shot at winning this map, and perhaps the series, because they're coming up on these ultimates, could cycle them after this attack visor. The Suzu saves Scotty the last possible moment! The ice block is there! I have no idea, it gets shut down! What a play from Crystal! Oh my goodness, flawless Diva, perfect Suzu, and Noble Academy. We are not able to get anything done. The only good news for them is they don't have to invest anything else. The NC Cyber have now caught up in the ult department.
Yeah, NC Cyber catches up in the ult department. Your best shot was that tag visor, but credit Scotty, credit Crystal for coming up big with the defense matrix as well as that protection Suzu. Great timing on it that allows Crystal to rush right on and defend out against that soldier. So now I have no idea, has no ultimate, and that's big for them as they approach the fight with the Blizzard.
Ghost with their hand, they still managed to get the Blizzard out. It caught nearly everyone on the outside. Scaraboo can't quite get the Suzu in. 60 seconds remaining, and despite a slight falling, Ghost still manages to get the job done with that phenomenal Blizzard.
This Crystal Ghosty combination is so nuts. I mean, you have one, I was talking about verticality with this team from Noble, but they are taking care of it. Like I was going to say before, in this final point, somebody has to push the payload, which means somebody's down on the low ground here. There is no longer open. It's either up or down. You got to choose one to win your fight. But if you split, the NC Cyber's composition is just going to run you down. That's exactly what's happening here. And so now they got to face off against Annihilation.
Well, I mean, plus a continuing rush from both directions. 4 ults from Noble Academy, all invested into this one fight. It will win in the fight, and they will round the final corner. Did they spend too much? Because NC Cyber Academy will have another chance to defend.
I say yes. They spend way too much on that. You could have just used the Kitane Rush alongside of the Annihilation. Now you don't have anything on the board besides I have no idea's Tac Visor. But if Crystal is still in mech, that's not going to be a good thing.
Not far away from a nano as well. Could be the difference maker. Ghost goes down early. Oh, it's a trade for DPS. Nice sleep onto the soldier. Suzu is up somehow. I have no idea. Still alive with attack visor. The anti is there. Crystal gonna with the Buddy Blaster and the kill with the self-destruct. A crystal bomb, of course, will deny Noble their final prize. And NC Cyber Academy now have their win con. All they got to do to make it to regionals is complete this map.
I know we were sweating before, but I'm getting chills at the end of that map there because an intense map like that, and especially the end, I mean, we talked about it, right? Noble Academy spent way too much in that last fight. They could have won it with just the Kitane Rush plus one more ult. I don't think the Annihilate, some of them was necessary there, maybe 2 ultimates at most, but the way NC Cyber played that last fight, well done. Find out their target. They knew the Nemesis form was out, and the best thing ever for them was that protection Suzu from Scotty being gone as well. That allows Crystal to just charge right in, throw out the bomb, throw out the damage. Big play from them. I mean, also Ghosty at the same time, knowing that as well, can just rush right on in, slow down everybody, deep freeze them on side of the maze. So now you have NC Cyber Academy coming out on the attacking side. Traditionally, this has been a long-range map on the get-go, so we'll see Sigmas probably. We'll see long-range like an Ashe, a Widowmaker, or a Hanzo. Noble Academy opting for this with the Soldier, stays on the Soldier. That's a fine pick for me. Detox on over to the Ashe now, which is good as well, especially with the time act that they had to start defending. This isn't going to be that hard, especially from a long-range map like this. A Bastion isn't bad here, except for the fact that the Bastion has to play a little bit more aggressively into the Sigma if they want to counter out the Sigma at all. But NC Cyber, I don't know, I mean, sticking on the Symmetra might be interesting if they want to get good positioning on what Noble Academy is going to bring. So NC Cyber sticking to this is going
saw
to be
them.
very interesting when they come out of the gates.
I think they're just using it to cross here. We saw them do this before. They'll set the teleporter into the
Yes.
small room with the mini so they can cross the street without exposing themselves. Is what they did before. Let's see what strategy they want to employ this time. Oh, they're going to go into the mega room and teleport up to the
Go right
high
into
ground. Oh, but it got broken. Ghost was the only one that made it through. So NC Cyber are, I mean, honestly fortunate that they're still in this fight at all. Another great suit is Scott Inspector with those today. Reach Rock lands, and NC Cyber Academy's blitzkrieg approach gets thwarted here in the beginning. There's another one though, second teleport up to the top, and it's Crystal and Ghost trying to work around, but Noble is now keen to your ways. They were looking for it the second time.
Yeah, they were looking for it, and now this team is just going to get pelted away, especially with no more Symmetra coming in alongside of that focus beam. And with the Bastion now back in recon form, this is just a getaway angle. Regroup for NC Cyber, don't have to push up anymore. Just wait for your tank to come back, and especially you lose Ghost again. No more teleporters, no more Symmetra turrets either that are going to be placed down here for a couple of seconds. And so really, again, long range, they're going to win you this map. Noble Academy knows that they can just play a little bit safer on the back line. Ghosty switches on over back to the man.
Clean play from the back end of that fight from Noble. Just buys themselves so much more time on the defense. They're able to clean up the Symmetra teleporters, get that last kill onto the Pilot Diva. Wall used early here. It looks like Crystal is just trying to circumvent, just trying to sneak the cart underneath. Oh, two great shots from Detox. Sorzu finds himself back at spawn. Crystal not faring a whole lot better as Ghost tried to flank, and one by one, Noble take care of it again. They are so good on this defense.
Yeah, there's a reason why, though, and we know it. It's the long range. You have the Soldier, you have the Ashe at the same time. This long range, you saw it earlier with Detox hitting the shot to the Ana. The Ana is just capped off with no shield whatsoever unless Crystal decides to Matrix, or not Matrix, defense Matrix the entire time. So now it's just running into this long range. Unless they can play aggressive enough all together where they can rush down this team comp, it's not going to work out because Detox and I have no idea keep hitting shots.
And now they have backup tools like this big Omnic Butler in case things do go awry. But so far, it's still looking clean here for Noble Academy. Bit of absolutely defense. NC Cyber just yet. As Crystal has to drop down low, less than half health. On fire, so is the Bastion Suzu in the nick of time. God, Scotty, I know you are trying so darn hard to break open this point. 90 seconds remain, and then here comes the big Omnic Butler right in the face of Crystal and Solomon. Hinkle works around from the other side, and it's just a sandwich of death here up top.
Yeah, that was mainly just to get rid of the Bastion, just to lift them up and make sure that they've got the damage there. So a minute 13 left to go. Again, there's not a lot of aggressiveness that NC Cyber can do. The only thing you've got here is a Nano Boost, which they're probably going to throw on Crystal to make sure that they can stay alive up there. But the way Noble Academy works right now, a long-range game is going to go a long way here, especially trying to defend this final. Maybe what looks to be the final fight with a minute left.
And NC Cyber have tried the May wall, the defense matrix. They just can't get through all of this poke. They can't get close enough without taking just exorbitant amounts of damage and pressure. And you see it in just the results. Now, here come some of those backup options I was talking about. Ultimate's invested from Noble Academy to make sure they can win this. Oh, no way. The late turnaround. Crystal, Sorzu. These are very important kills NC Cyber Academy are picking up right now.
Wow.
Crystal smashes both supports. What am I watching?
Craziness, insanity. I mean, I don't know what else words you want for what you're watching right now. An insane sleep thrown up top too. They might very well just get this point.
The wall's going to deny anybody from coming down. That wall's not going to last until the cart gets there. Nobody is going to bother jumping over. I think that's point A, more time.
Wow, I didn't think.
Wow.
Okay, wow. Wow is the only word I can say. I did not think, for the life of me, I'll be honest, I did not think NC Cyber had that. But Crystal's got to be your MVP of that entire fight. Keeping that team alive, Sorzu getting that one pick as well was so huge for them. So now they're just going to get up here for free, especially the way they're playing aggressive right now. They know their win con, all systems go. Just run right into the team.
I mean, never mind that fight. Crystal's the MVP of this series, I think, win or lose. Does not have the self-destruct there to get back in mech. Captain Sun coming in from the defense of Noble Academy, and that landed onto at least a couple. Wall blocked a little bit, but still, Noble were able to find the angles. Particularly, I have no ideas. Their very impressive accuracy continues to cause problems.
Okay, second point of the map gets a little bit more difficult for what NC Cyber is running right now because you have that bigger verticality than what was before on that first point. So now you have this big draw. They're going to instead opt to play for the side. Not a bad idea, especially when you're looking for the long sight lines. But now this D.Va has to choose one of two things. Now you have to decide either whether or not to go for one up top, but you still have the coach gun to worry about, or just go right at the tank, which they're doing right now. Just go right at the Sigma, see if you can find anything.
Yeah, they managed to get the rocket out early. Busted the shield, it would go along. Okay, yeah. Whew. That was a clever little move. This Ghost just had to avoid some damage. Ankles is desperately trying to hold this corner. Yeah, maybe got a little too aggressive. Felt like they had to give their life to defend this pillar in the middle, and I don't think that was really necessary. Great read from NC Cyber. As they pick up 2 very important kills and manage to get the big Omnic Butler out. Things are looking up here for NC Cyber as they go up the hill. Quite literally looking up. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
looking up and
yeah. That's my call, and I'm sticking to it, Clutch.
Looking up at the hill and moving forward up the hill, I guess we'll say. With 50 seconds remaining on the clock, NC Cyber with full advantage. 5 ultimates online. Noble Academy used the attack visor to nothing, and Scaramouche gone means this point is super important. No, this is going to take a miracle for Noble.
Yeah, I mean, NC Cyber have so many tools to close this off, and it's difficult, oh so impossible, for Noble Academy to get out of this tiny choke. The Soldier's gonna try. I have no idea what goes down, leads the way for Gravitic Lux to come through, but Scaramouche falls in the back. Ghost is there with the May, dropping icicles out of the most important targets on the battlefield. NC Cyber keep it.
Wow. That's all I can say. They won that with just one ultimate, with a coalescence only. That's the only ultimate they needed. And now, just to complete the map, if they use 2 ultimates here coming around the corner, if they're going to fight this, around the corner they go. That self-destruct has been big on this last point in the last round as well. And, oh no, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Left side of your screen right now. Don't say pause, because this is such an important fight coming up here.
I don't think they can in the middle of a team fight.
I don't think they can either, and this is big. And they get rid of the Soldier. That's huge.
And the Blizzard is out! The Blizzard's gonna freeze up at least 2. Okay, no, the Kiriko got out. Suzu was used to get the Sigma back to safety, but I have no idea. Is not in this fight at the moment. And Turtle goes down! Noble Academy have no weapons! No way! NC Cyber are about to complete this reverse sweep! This is one of the most amazing comebacks I have ever seen! NC, wow! Academy! NC Cyber have done it! We will see them in regionals. Unreal!
Oh my goodness. What else
Unbelievable.
do you want to see? We went 5 maps. The first map went 2-0. And then all of a sudden, to make the Popeye reference, NC Cyber ate their spinach and just dominates the last map. Dominates the last 3 maps. I am at a loss for words at what I just watched, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, you are not going to see, in my opinion, that was the best match I have seen this entire week. Unbelievable play from NC Cyber. Crystal, Ghosty, I don't know what else you want to say about this match. I mean, you know what, folks? Here's your microphone from NC Cyber. There's the drop. I mean, the reverse sweep overall, just unreal from what NC Cyber pulls off. Well done heading to the regionals. Have fun when you get up to there in January. My oh my.
I have no words, but wow. We're gonna send you to break with a moment of silence for Noble. Oh my. Oh, we are back, friends, to continue here through day 4 of our VESL regional qualifier. Jeff and Klutchke returning after one of the most intense matches I've ever casted in my life, where MVP Crystal led NC Cyber Academy to a reverse sweep over the undefeated Noble. Oh man, if y'all missed that one, if you're just tuning in, you're gonna have to go back and watch that in a later VOD. But don't do it right now, because we got another banger coming right at you.
Yeah, we'll get another banger here in just a couple of moments, but let's take this moment, ladies and gentlemen. We just saw a reverse sweep. Breathe in, breathe out. Because that was such an intense match, but we got to catch our breath for what's coming up here. Hoff versus Palisades, same group that we just saw, and you were telling us this earlier that Hoff, with their only win, beat Palisades, so this game gets all the more interesting for it. I believe we saw, I think we got word that Palisades had won earlier, nothing right now, but they did indeed. So yes, 3-3 right now, and I'm not too sure what map it is going to be here for the next map. I'm not too, I don't
We're
remember,
in extra innings on
3-3
hybrid.
We are, and it's King's Row. So hey, King's Row comes out here 3-3. You'll have to see it, but the bigger time bank was for Hoff. So Palisades is the one that needs to be on the attacking side first, and it helps when you have a diva that dives in just like that.
Yeah, it's a good first kill and much needed, because Palisades sitting at about a minute and 20 seconds here, and they're attack on extra innings. Palisades, when we left Palisades and Hoff, they were tied 1-1 on Lijiang Tower. The Palisades narrowly able to edge that one out. I mean, it was definitely close, and it looks like that that tight kind of competitiveness has continued here in the King's Road. Nice opener as Legend 512 gets demacked, and Rhino's able to find a little bit of space on the backside of Hotel, but can't stick around there long. Ren gets a nice bio nade, and that should be enough to finish. Oh, even the nano as well. Wonderful play out of Ren here from Palisades.
Rin's doing an excellent job right now, keeping Rhino up and making sure that that nano boost does not go to waste, especially when you're trying to find Vixens, clean up the house. That's exactly what they're doing, and you can take a look at the Diva differential right now that they have, because you can see that both of them have their ultimates, yes, but the more aggressive Diva is going to win, and especially in a comp like Palisades, you want to be aggressive, make space, let your Bastion shred out the rest of the damage when the Rhino runs in. That's exactly what happens. Speed is also going to get their overclock at the same time, but be careful, because this Captive Sun can get eaten, so Juju needs to be really careful about where they place this. Also the Blizzard at the same time, because that can also get eaten as well.
A lot of options on the menu. Rhino and company managed to push past the archway, get a couple of very important kills. I mean, it doesn't look like it was very hard earned, because they were kind of before the fight, but extremely valuable nevertheless. Wall has to be used defensively here from Hoff just to fend off Palisades.
Yeah, Hoff right now doesn't have a lot of long-range options, which means Speed's able to get in there, and Rhino's able to clean up house and when you dive them at the same time, which is why you saw Echo Venom go down very early on. But now Hoff's going to have all 5 ultimates on the board. Palisades looking at 3 if that, so we'll see what comes out first. It's going to be the Blizzard.
Yeah, Spoon went around the flank with the Blizzard, and then we're going to get all the ultimates dumped in on top of that Blizzard. Should be enough. Now, Spoon themselves has fallen, but Hoff definitely have the player advantage. Overtime spawns, of course, take a lot longer than they do in regular play, which means Palisades reinforcements will not be showing up anytime soon. And this will be as far as they get, barring something unforeseen. Yeah, no, not going to happen. So, I mean, but honestly, Palisades did a good job to get as far as they did. Like, it was very heads-up play to find those extra little picks after getting through the arch so they could get around Bookstore, buy themselves some more space.
Yeah, you know what the win con there for Hoff was, though? Press Q. Every Q is used, and that's essentially what overtime is in that last fight. As soon as somebody presses the Q, that button, that's good. Blizzard starts off, then into a self-destruct, which guarantees at least 1 kill, considering how many people were frozen there, alongside a Coalescence to do some damage, to heal, and then you also had the full-time barrier to protect against Rhino's self-destruct at the same time. So Hoff pretty much used their Qs in the correct order, if there was one, for what Hoff was bringing out. So now they have a taller task, though, but they do have the time bank to match it. 3 minutes and 16 to match up what they need to as well, to get a point, as well as 79 meters. The way they're pulling this off right now, what they're assuming to pull this off, is if that Junkrat stays. I like the way that they're going to try to use this. The Junkrat spam is pretty good here on King's Row, especially when they have that Bastion. The Maywall is going to be the only question that you're going to have to worry about, because if that Maywall goes up, the big thing here for Hoff, it's got to be a game of speed. Get over the wall or get through the wall. Either way, if you can get past the wall, you're in a really good position with this team comp that Palisades has right now.
Let us see to it.
Yep, Spoon often to go to the Junkrat here on the attack. They were the ones playing the May earlier. Hoff definitely very aware of how to go around the wall. Let's see, as they like to use that strategy themselves. just a bit of an obnoxious placement here from Speed. Just trying to do a little bit of a mental game and allow Rin to kind of sneak in a bio nade. So that was a cool little play to start things off. Get a little extra ult charge here for Urana.
Yeah, and gets a good amount of charge off. And you can see Rin on the percentages right now, 28 to 17. But a little bit of a situation. And now again, that may walk can be that double-edged sword for you because the D.Va got stuck on the other side of it. So Speed's got to feel a little bit that D.Va just got caught up inside of it.
Icicle got the sleep down, and it interrupted the boosters. Where the Legend 5112 wanted to fly in and just fly back out over the wall. No, Icicle, Icicle wasn't having any of it. So now Icicle's not in this fight, but Hoff should have some positioning here. They got some kills, but they weren't able to capitalize on it. It still turns back around the other way.
Yeah, the big thing there is, yeah, the Maywall may have snuck out the D.Va mech from the Legend. However, the Legend they don't have enough damage to pour out, especially when this Bastion is doing well. Now the Bastion slept. Here's your go button here, but Speed has a Blizzard to use. But won't get a chance.
Oh, not get a chance. Yeah, Speed dies immediately to Juju's Mora. Off now, trying to round to the outside, but look at that. Tatsumaki was prepared for that outside flank from Statue. Is able to mow him down. Legend 512, though. I had some hope. This is self-destruct is going to find two, and this forces the rest of Palisades back. Hoff saved by that self-destruct.
Palisades, though, good discipline. No, they don't need to use any ultimates. They have space to fall back on, even if the time exit 1:40. If they defend this first point very well, they can regroup, play underneath the archway, and I feel like the archway right here is one of the hardest points to get back on, and now they're going to invest in Auto boost.
Oh, where'd Spoon come from? How the heck did Spoon get a nade? Was that just a random spam nade that found itself on the backline, or is Spoon actually playing off here on the flank? They find another one from wherever they are hiding. Spoon is the most ninja-like Junkrat I have ever seen. Spoon continues to light up the feed from some mysterious location on the map.
Oh, Spoon was in the top window. That's what it was.
Yeah.
He was in the top. Spoon was all the way in the top window, just spamming down damage. So now it is Palisades on the back foot here. With a minute left to go, Hoff has 3 ultimates. Palisades does have 4, but they got to speed up here because they're not going to be able to make it unless they regroup here. And especially with the regroup scenario, the Nano Boost and Attack Visor, oh boy.
Palisades trying to use the same strategy that Hoff did. Early kill with their first ultimate. They have 3 more to spend into this, but there's double supports coming from Hoff. As both the Nano Boost and the Coalescence have been invested. Later Coalescence and the Blizzard in from Palisades. That's going to freeze up the Legend 512. Is there enough damage to get the job done, though? No, the Legend stays in mech long enough. Oh, eventually, though, Rin and the rest of Palisades show up. We're back here on the Lucio just to ensure the entirety of the defense is here and available. Spoon, your magic hiding spot has been found out, but I don't think it's going to work twice.
Well, they gotta go now. I mean, 10 seconds left to go. Somebody's got to switch to a Lucio if they want to make this point. They're not gonna have enough time unless the D.Va comes back, which they do. I guess it'll just be just in time with one last person down.
Yeah, I mean, this is just desperation moment here for Hoff. They don't have enough reinforcements to get into this unless no self-destruct is not going to find anybody. Legend 5 will get taken down before they're able to remech. And Palisades, they stay the course here in that tense moment in the end of this extra inning overtime. It took till the very last fight of the map, but Palisades hang on to move up to regional point.
Wow, I mean, Hoff had the ultimates available to them. It was just not... It wasn't a great scenario to run into 4 ultimates that Palisades had. They assumed that was a final fight. So that final fight there really was more of a dry fight. If anything, the self-destruct is your only difference. But that self-destruct stayed inside the alley area. If that self-destruct had gotten past them and went behind maybe into that a little more of an open area, you had a chance. But good slow from the main onto the bomb to make sure that they had at least enough cover to get behind it. So well done, Palisades, now into regional point here. They're done. It's pretty much a good thing here when you know that a team that was up in the rankings here is going to be on 2-0. But as we've seen before, reverse sweeps are not out of the realm of possibility. The beauty of first to 3 here is that there's a next map, there's a next chance, especially in a close game like this. You never know what's going to happen coming up in this next fight. But well done from Palisades. Hoff has their work cut out for them, especially. I mean, it was close overall. So take that momentum with you. Take a little bit of the changes. Find out that range of advantage you can take for, and Hoff can get their point off of this next map.
I mean, there's a reason we play it all out, though. I mean, this is feeling a little bit like deja vu with your higher seed, undefeated team. Actually, Palisades was 2-1, but your higher seed team still up 2-0 heading into the half. Last one didn't work out so well for that higher seed team. We're going to have to wait and see what happens in this one. Before that, though, let's take a look at some of our best plays here from VESL this week. So Blizzards are coming online wicked fast to be able to put in this amount of work. 20 seconds to go.
Well, I mean, it's higher, ready to go. They know that the immortality barrier is not there, so it's going to be huge. There is the self-destruct.
Fell into the welcoming arms of their teammates. Nullified gets blown a bit off on the flank angle side. Kitsune rush right down the middle here from Olympic, and that gets BGM Studios up to their annihilation. But the Mirage is point blank. Nobody saw that one coming. Behind them to pick up 4. Holy cow.
I mean, Scotty sets him up with the grab.
And you see Virtual right now, you love the Tree of Life play because that Tree of Life, they know their win con. If they can get rid of the Life Weaver, they know they can use that Tree of Life. And look, again, the sustain here from this Tree of Life lets you build up to the Graviton Surge, lets you build up to a play of the game Graviton Surge, which everybody takes advantage of for that team kill. That's how big this is. If Hinku can just stay alive on the Zarya, everything else will follow. That's what the
Great bio nade. Ulysses manages to keep the entire team alive through that massive grab, and I have no idea has had enough of it. Punishes them for their great auto play, and eventually with the death, no idea who will kill everyone. That's 5 kills for I have no idea.
2200th of a meter, but Noble Academy can make their way back.
Yeah, it looks like we've got into a very close match. A huge grab. Oh my goodness, that's enormous coming out from Hinkle 5. And I have no idea is there to capitalize on it. We'll get credited for all the final blows from that gargantuan ultimate.
Yeah,
Longer as that Bastion does not down, and Noble Academy just decide to hoard around it. Throw a... They just kill everybody while they're at it.
Yeah, Graviton Surge plus Tree of Life. You're using that Tree of Life to stay alive.
Just build up ultimates. They can basically farm as they come through the two sides here, and really just create a kill box. And hopefully, you know, North Mexico starts to get something out here. They put out the Kitsune Rush first.
And it's not answered by Myers Park. Myers Park say, hey, I don't think you placed that right. We can try and withstand this. Oh, and how wrong they are.
I'm going to get, like, seriously out in the corner.
I mean, this has got Naap 5 written all over it. It really does. Woo!
Gosh, so good. So good from both sides. I mean, just the counter swapping, the counter have to invest their sound barrier into that. So they're just waiting now for the right time to go in. They've got the Blizzard. Are they going to pop what's like about it, the ice block?
Blizzard mostly just keeps Panther Creek at bay. Doesn't manage to lock anybody up, it seems. Ooh, this is a very aggressive push from Green Hope. They get one out of it and then throw in a beautiful Graviton Surge. Oh, Panther Creek, they thought Green Hope had overextended, but not so much is the case. Excellent work from them, and now up to 93.
Base 4, so that might have just been a waste at all.
I'm afraid so, and Twisted Space is going to fall once that base. Now Newburn's going in for one last attempt to hold this at bay. 15 seconds, we are in true final fight. The Nano Boost is on to the Doomfist. Takes to the skies, looks to smash it down, but a wonderful Suzu. Still Super Bad Kid cannot keep themselves or Swag checked alive. The Doomfist is too much. Delicate will propel Panther Creek into a 3-0 record here in the group stage.
Yeah.
15 seconds. This is a difficult choice here for Doomfist to make. Needs to stay alive long enough to touch the cart with the 3 seconds remaining. That Meteor Strike, that's going to thin the ranks a bit. That punch gets one too. The wrist rockets take Twisted Space out of the fight. Nice hack, nice bio. Panther Creek come alive at just the right time. The Nano Boost thrown on the Doomfist, and they go clear the high ground. Nothing can stand in the wake of this Doomfist.
Yeah, that might have been the deciding fight.
Been a fun week, and oh my goodness, what a day as we have whittled down 63 teams into our top 28 here in day 4. There will only be 14 remaining when it's all said and done, heading to our regional finals.
Yeah, and this is a really exciting day. I mean, we've seen it all, haven't we? We've seen a reverse sweep.
Truly.
We've seen a lot of good bombs. We've seen triple kills on Diva bombs, which I don't think I've seen in quite a long time, especially on back-to-back maps. So really well done by some of these teams, especially the ones we just saw from NC Cyber. So we're going to get into another map here. We're going to get into another game, and I'm excited to see what these teams have pulled out. Obviously, a lot of teams are opting for a Zarya that I've seen so far. Zarya or Diva has really been more or less, I guess, the tank of choice choice that we've seen so far. DPS lines can vary either way, but I love the Mei picks that some of these teams are pulling out at the same time. It's just what you're going to counter out with it. Mei Bastion seems to be within the meta so far of the DPS side because of the Mei slows alongside of the Bastion shreds. So honestly, I love to see the flexibility of some of these games that we're going into.
Certainly. I mean, the meta's kind of in a very fun spot. And speaking of going in, we headed into Pine Forest taking on Sun Valley C. Pine Forest is the #1 seed coming out of Group L, so they got the bye yesterday. Sun Valley C had to work their way here, though. The group from Monroe, 2nd seed there in Group K. I guess theoretically you're underdogs. These were two very competitive teams in group stages as we're cutting into Kings Row. And you know what? Soul Bombs are the other, maybe challenging Crystal Bombs for amazing self-destructs. We saw it through the entirety of groups. It has not stopped all the way into day 4.
The big thing there was they had plenty of chance to get covered, but that bomb was placed perfectly. And then also when you have McLovin split up from the rest of the team, Immortality Field that was thrown out does not matter. So now they're going to have 4 minutes to complete this point here. Big thing for Pine Forest, though, they're coming up on 4 ultimates.
Yeah, only needing the triple kill from Soul to win that last fight. I mean, when he plays him that perfectly, just surgical precision with a bomb. That's a big Omnic Butler heading into the back line to try to nullify this amplification matrix a little bit, but doesn't look like Sun Valley was very dissuaded by that bomb.
Careful, Nanoblade, though.
Yeah, Raimu has gone all the way to the back. Already found Mayday. Looking to chop through the Cassidy as well. Great heals from the Baptiste. And it becomes Raimu alone trying to chase down 3 players from Sun Valley.
Yeah, if you didn't have that tactical rollout, you got a chance of getting at least 3 or 4 there. No more Immortality Field either. So Pine Forest investing 3 ultimates to no avail. Sun Valley's able to get away from that. And the biggest thing was that they had the application matrix, but decided to throw in Bob there. Didn't decide to kite off of it and fight into it, which means with that Bob, the only one in the back line, you can just focus on firing through that app matrix and get the damage you needed. So Pine Forest just couldn't find anything. So now Sun Valley on the better foot here with 3 minutes left to go. 3 ultimates online for them. Only a Transcendence left for Pine Forest, but that Transcendence can counteract what the Tree of Life is giving as well. So at least they have a defensive ult for what Hatsu's going to bring to the floor.
This is such a difficult corner to take. It's such a long run back for the attackers. Most important place you can hold, I think, as a defense on Kings Row. Those micro missiles are just going to get gobbled up. You can't deflect them, or you can't stop them once they've started. So right into the bubble they go and into Hatso's Photon Cannon. But you know what? They get cut off by a wonderful wall, and the rundown is there. Triple United playing off the flank side away from the team. Is now just alone with no line of sight to the healers. Pine Forest managed to find 2. They do lose Kuro Cat along the way, so that Transcendence not available here for the foreseeable future. But an odd rotation defensively from Sun Valley. They send 2, not 3, off to the outside. 3.87 meters towards the cap as the Baptiste jumps back down with an Immortality Field and an Matrix. Tree of Life on this point as well. And Hatsu is making their way back into the fight. Graviton Surge in the pocket. Oh, this is going to get crazy here on the back of point B.
This is going to get crazy, but I think they defend this pretty well. I mean, you get rid of Rimu, who doesn't have the ultimate. Soul gets some self-destruct, though. That could very well be huge.
The Soul Bombs are so good. Hatsu is still on this point, though. And Soul just has no health. Yeah, they're going to get D-Max, and this is Sun Valley hanging on by a thread. It's just the Bastion and the Zarya that were left.
I want to point out something you said. It was a weird defensive rotation, but it's a defensive rotation from Sun Valley that worked. You were able to keep McLovin alive, Mayday alive at the same time. Both supports when you have that app matrix as well as the Tree of Life, keeping you up, stays alive, and lets you stay in this fight, allows the rest of the team to come back, and Pine Forest had no answers for it. And Kudo coming in with no Transcendence because they died. Not a good sign for you if you're Pine Forest. And now you're coming up on a Transcendence, but the time bank just wasted away. And now they're just going to speed in with it.
Yeah, they're going to use the Transcendence to engage the wall to block off Hatsu, but the bubble is there to cleanse off the ante. Everything was thrown in to kill the Harya, but no, will not go down. Triple United, though. Oh my, falls as Soul and Rimu combined for 3 kills, and Rimu is just too tenacious, will not give up on this point.
Yeah, they get it. They invest a lot into it, but they do get it. Yeah, the Transcendence running in did work out for a little while, but they are able to get the Transcendence engaged. I thought it didn't work because they got picked off twice first, but Rimu coming in with the Blizzard to counter that right away allows them to push right in, and Nade has to run away while splitting off from DayZ. So DayZ doesn't get anything going there, especially now that they have the Deadeye available to them. But now Sun Valley, that's their only ultimate besides an Artillery Strike coming out. Artillery Strike for Death Star first, though.
Pine Forest are very nicely spread out. Yeah, it's a pedal platform to easily avoid that ultimate. Pine Forest not really able to get much space on it. Ice block and wall used inside. Look at this little duel going inside the Mega. Never mind, self-destruct in the back, protected by the immortality field. And DayZ from up on the flank gets 2 on the outside. Now Sun Valley able to get the Zarya back regrouped with the 2 supports and see if they can muscle down Death Star and Soul, who are about half health sitting on this point. There's no support left here for Pine Forest.
No support. They use their artillery strike as well. They're just going to clean up house at this point as the Zarya's just going to charge right on in for the rest of the team. But you love the aggressiveness here from Sun Valley because now they only need to use the DPS ults. The big ultimates here, though, are going to be McLovin and Hatsu on the Graviton Surge and McLovin on the App Matrix. Big thing for Pine Forest, they went off of the Zenyatta instead. No more Orb of Discord, just trying to speed their way along and play a little bit more aggressively, especially with Soul. I don't know if Kudo built up to a sound barrier fast enough for this grab, though, because Hatsu's can just rip it right away if they know that they switched.
Very much good. Zarya's just so... Here we go. Nano boost engage from Pine Forest. Soul's the recipient of that. Able to force a little bit back. Oh, and yeah, but eventually it's enough. It leads to the kill on a DayZ Gamer. Great focus fire coming out from Pine Forest. What? McLovin from the back line has an Ant Matrix and gets 3 with it. Oh, yeah, it's from the high ground. Holy cow, great placement. Sun Valley, they stop Pine Forest once again. And I don't know if they're going to get back. It's a desperation move here from Raimu. Can Curl the Cat even touch?
I don't think so. I don't think anybody... Oh, no, they do get a touch off. That forces overtime. They get a play here.
Yeah, Death Star actually got the touch. Curl the Cat makes it back as well, but this is a very broken engagement. Pine Forest only have a blizzard to work with. It'd have to be the biggest blizzard of your whole life. It's going to try to save this map, and Sun Valley aren't giving up any inches. No mistakes. They stop this cart. So Pine Forest will have to settle for 2 points and just shy of 60 meters here in the Foundry.
As a support player, I will talk about that one of the final fights there. As a support player, I love where McLovin was positioned there. And the top corner, nobody's looking at him. Nobody's looking at where this App Matrix is. Just raining down damage from above, getting, 3 or 4 total kills on final blows. An unbelievable position from McLovin on that Baptiste. Well done from Sun Valley to hold off and to stave off, especially a lot of the damage that was coming from Pine Forest on that Orb of Discord, forcing them off to the Lucio instead. But still, that App Matrix huge, able to get the defense up. So now what Sun Valley's win con is here is going to be getting rid of Soul and doing exactly what McLovin was doing, just making sure that they're on that off angle. The Baptiste Lifeweaver, I love this support combination. It is spam damage. It is also not spam damage, but spam healing. It is burst healing. It is immortality field. It is tree of life. It is basically everything you want on a support line, keeping you up, especially with a shred combination like with the Bastion alongside the Zarya. You're going to keep your Zarya up. You're going to keep this Bastion alive as well. Rimu on the Sombra, though, is in your backline. Now, you and I know on day number 1, there was a Sombra that the name escapes me. I cannot remember. I think it was Otono that was on the Sombra.
It was Otono.
From day number 1. That was an absolute menace on Sombra. So the Sombra could very well be the game changer if they use this very well.
I mean, what a huge wrinkle. It's a giant change of strategy from Pine Forest. So if Sun Valley don't scout this early, it could absolutely cause problems, and we'll see if and how they adjust. Looks like the Bastion is the focus of Rimu's fire at the moment, is able to use the translocator to get to the high ground. But guess what? McLovin can get to the high ground too. McLovin is lethal, chases you down. The 3rd DPS hiding as a support gives a huge advantage to Sun Valley in this fight. Now they're able to just push forward and start putting pressure down onto Soul and the rest of the front line. Turtles is gone. This is not going to last long. Sun Valley are about to one and done this point.
Yeah,
4K for triple
United. Wow. Okay,
yeah.
We were just about to say, in recon mode, mind you. I think 2 of those kills were in recon mode, not in third form. But still, well done fight from Sun Valley. They got rid of the Sombra very early on. The Sombra's not going to recontest, no point, no way. But with the Sombra just the hack plus the virus, only doing a couple of damage, and that even with the accuracy fire, it just basically so good for Sombra. Regardless, you had the Lifeweaver, you had the immortality field up, great positioning from the supports of Sun Valley. Right now, even if your MVPs are they're Triple United winning the 4K so far, McLovin Mayday, such a good combination in this team.
Oh, truly, just a dynamic backline. Dynamic, devastating, whatever word I was trying to think of, all of the above. They all blend into one magical word, and that could describe McLovin and Mayday. As Hatsu continues to excel here on the Zarya, the Harya as I was calling it. Watching some ult fire into the back, trying to get at the rest of that Graviton Surge. Death Star feeling the brunt of it. Ooh, it is McLovin. Of course it's McLovin that chases them down.
I mean, who else would it be? McLovin might be the most aggressive Baptiste player in this tournament so far, if anybody's played Baptiste, because obviously positioning with the top right corner on that app matrix. So now you're going to come into this with no ultimates for Pine Force, no check marks online. Sun Valley's got 2, and watch the app matrix coming up for McLovin.
Oh, and if Sun Valley can get this cap on this attack, they're going to have so much time to finish this map. And there it is! McLovin already gets the D-back onto Soul. Hatsu is pushing way into the Foundry. This is going to be nearly 6 minutes on the clock, and Sun Valley don't even have to get it all the way in.
Mind you, with a maximum time bank of 7 minutes and 30 seconds, you know how fast they are so far. It's been 1 minute and 40 since they started their attack.
It's 8 minutes total, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's unreal the way that they're playing out so far. 8 minutes, excuse me, but yeah, but it's unreal. They decide to jump all off the map.
Okay. I did not see what caused this.
No time to waste.
I don't know either. I'm interested to know why. Maybe knowing that they had this full time bank, I guess, would be the only explanation I could give. But I don't know how to look at this from a color standpoint. I'm gonna be honest with you, Jeff.
Yeah, you got me. But, you know, all I know now is Sun Valley are regrouping in here. Hey, you know what? Good regroup. I'll give you that. We'll call it a good regroup. Artillery strike, start things off. And Matrix here from the defense, but Hatsu is able to melt through that Diva. Soul is just hiding behind the card, hoping they can get some heals. They have to back away, but McLovin dies. Somehow Death Star finds the angle through that Ant Matrix. Triple United works around to the outside, though, forces them off that ground. And yeah, Hatsu and the rest of the team will continue to push forward around the final corner.
Yeah, you get rid of McLovin, but it didn't really matter considering you already lost 2 of your own. So one Baptiste versus 1 support, 1 DPS. You take the trade any day. You keep pushing up, and McLovin's already back with the team. So at Matrix, Tree of Life, Graviton Surge, Deadeye as well. This is going to be a lot of damage poured out, especially with 1. Oh, Triple United from above.
Yeah, and it takes Death Star going down before anybody notices, and Rimu still can't do anything. Triple United just absolutely owned both DPS on the other side. Oh my, this is looking like a very difficult situation. This is all Sun Valley here on the back of this map. 1 by 1, Pine Forest trying to trickle on in an effort to stop the cart, but it is in vain. Sun Valley move up to match point.
I will say it over and over again at the end there. Where was McLovin positioned? The App Matrix down on the ground. McLovin was in front of the App Matrix. Just the most bloodthirsty Baptiste I've ever seen. It's unreal from the top rope, from below, doesn't matter. McLovin comes in and Triple United able to get up top as well with that pedal platform help is super huge. You can see the play of the game, which is that 4K, but with the pedal platform able to get them in positioning. When they say justice reigns from above, that wasn't what I had in mind. It wasn't a Pharah, it was the bastion from up above from Triple United to basically end all hopes for Pine Forest in that fight.
I mean, some shades of Architect going on there on the back of King's Row, heralding back to the infamous play on Point C of Eichenwald with the high ground bastion that you can't touch them. They're up there. Just
on
like,
the chandelier.
the play I'm referencing is obviously, the legendary play from the chandelier from Architect back on the San Francisco Shock. But, I mean, there were definitely some shades of that, some of that clever high ground usage here from Sun Valley. And, I mean, it's the supports. The support line has been spectacular from this squad. A real standout amongst a bright, shining team. Those supports managed to stand out, amongst 5 All-Stars, it seems like.
Yeah, Mayday and McLovin are both really, really good at what they do on the support line.
Yeah.
Really, the Lifeweaver, again, this combination is what works. Lifeweaver gets you the life grip, gets you the paddle platform, make sure you have that verticality, especially with a Bastion. You saw it on that last point, the shades of Architect, if you will. By the way, as a Shock fan, one of the top 5 plays of all time in the Overwatch League, but that's just me. But anyways, shows you shades.
I'll give you top 10. I'll give you top 10.
Top 10? Okay,
I'll give you top 10.
I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. But anyways, you get the damage just raining down there from the verticality that is the pedal platform alongside the Bastion, and then at the same time with this Baptiste, the most bloodthirsty Baptiste, but the best Baptiste I think in this tournament so far. You want to talk about best main, best diva? I will say best Baptiste we just saw right there. The App Matrix, the positioning, the immortality field throws, everything going the way right now of this team and I mean, so far so good.
I mean, we got to witness Soul the very first day we started coining Soul bombs. And then we saw Crystal kind of in the middle of the pack and just run amok there for NC Cyber. So I don't know, Soul maybe coming in to try to reclaim that title for Best Diva. That was a close race. That was a close race. Speaking of close races, we are going to cut over to another match. Let's see what else is going on around the league as we're going to be switching over to Audrey Kell versus Garinger. And I'm trying to dig up some info as quick as I can here, my friend, so give me just a moment. I'll see what I can find.
Yeah, no worries. But these two teams going out, I believe Archer Kell is this team from Team C. Meanwhile, Garinger from Team D, or Group D, I should say. So 3-0 versus a 1-2 team. We're seeing a lot of this where it's a 1 versus 3 scenario here inside of this group pool. But we're already on to the next map, or the third map, I should say, I guess if the scoreline is correct. Third map, Flashpoint, obviously, with New Junk City. I think this might be the first time I've seen it all tournament long, because when we talk about Flashpoints, a lot of teams are more comfortable with Saravasa if anything, but New Junk City is the pick here.
I mean, to be fair, our first 2 days were only first to 2s. We didn't get a whole lot of map 3s.
Or even today, though, I mean, all of the Flashpoints we've seen today have in Saravasa.
Yeah, we did we did get quite a bit of New Junk City, yes.
I see. Well, there you go then.
I mean, honestly, I feel like Saravasa is the more popular map just in general. Across competition, I see it like probably a 3-to-1 ratio. And I love this map. Garinger are hoping it's a favorable map for them, although they are down so far in this first fight for the market, or for the arena, rather. Hermetic Flux coming in from Terror. Getting Itis is able to survive through that.
No one's looking at cheats for a second there.
Yeah, the invisible Ramatra hiding in the backline. It's just hide in plain sight, Clutch. That's the play. Late nano boost here just to make sure they can solidify this fight. I mean, there's kills going back and forth, so I don't hate it. And Garinger are able to apparently come out on top. Yeah, okay, it looks like the Raccoon is just going to hightail it.
Yeah, they invested the nano boost in what was a lost fight here, but now they're going to go on to the next map. This is going to be Junkyard that they go to here. So the next point, very obviously, is going to be very interesting, because a lot of ultimates online for Audrey Kell, which is going to be the Captive Stone alongside the Artillery Strike. Garinger coming up on 3 of their own with the Annihilation, the Application Matrix, and the Tactical Visor. So the way that they're going to use these ultimates is going to be interesting, but the high ground are going to be taken by Audrey Kell first.
Yeah, such a strong position. It's really good for the Bastion. Raccoon can just go back and hide, drop an artillery strike down, kind of peek at will onto this unsuspecting cheese on the point. I felt like every single gun from Audrey Kell was just pointed at that Ramatra, and cheese never stood a chance.
Yeah, the Ramatra really didn't have much of a chance there, if anything, because if all the focus fire comes down to it, if Cheese doesn't have the shield up, yeah, that's going to be a lot of focus fire down on the Ramatra unless you have that block to just kind of help you out. But now, Archer Kell off to a great start here with 3 ultimates online for them. And now Garinger's going to have to come back with something big, because they have 4 ultimates online, but you really need to think about what you're going to invest here, especially on a game like Flashpoint.
Garinger were so spread out on their first approach. It left Cheese with not much healing. Getting Itis falls early in this one, and despite being grouped up, still the damage is here to try to nullify the Gravitic Flux. Ends up being a 1-for-1 trade, but Terror finds a more valuable target in the Yana. She says, hey, you got an Ayari, I'll be able to take that down as well. This time, Cheese moves on to the point without taking damage from all 5 players, as they've managed to kill 3 single-handedly. Still not enough for Garinger to make a dent on this point.
Yeah, Cheese 4 kills, by the way, there, but Audrey Kell at the same time played that the way it should be played there, with the composition that you have. The Iati and the Baptiste are meant to stall out, and especially on a game mode like Flashpoint, where they're going to take the second point here, especially with a game mode like this, your job is to stall out if you own the point. That's exactly what the Iati did and exactly what the Baptiste did. So now we go to our next point here, and this is going to be tough for Garinger to get in, because they only have the artillery strike to start.
Yeah, and Audrey Kell have a little bit better positioning as they're able to just speed over after winning that last fight. Now, there are some stragglers. Look, you can see CBT Master is a bit late, but Garinger aren't able to make the read. They run in and take the 5v4, though, and get the kill onto the Raccoon. Great start. CBT Master shows up to the fight just in time to get punched in the face by Cheese. That's an Amp Matrix.
They invent the Amp Matrix.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's a losing fight there. Wow, you invest something huge to get nothing out of it. So they thought they had a chance maybe with the Am Matrix, but they lost too many people for them to use it. So Garinger comes out in the end. Really well done from them. Now the Ducks plays a little more attuned with what the Ramatra wants to do, because back on Junkyard, you really didn't have any way to play close up unless you had the rest of your team going right at him. But the loss of the team early on doesn't help you. With the Ducks now, you have 2 levels, yes, but this plays more into what the Ramatra wants to play with the shred away from the Bastion alongside the Annihilation, which She's is already up to 78% on.
Configuration already up here. And, I think that is the wrong Bastion doing the shredding. She's gets that block up in the nick of time and is lucky to be alive right now. Don't know how long that's going to last. One lonely dead, or Dio, putting in all of that healing. And yeah, finally Raccoon and Pugs realize, hey, let's get that pesky on out of here. Then we can start attacking Cheese on this Ramatra. Gravitic Flux. Kill there, but that's my favorite kind to kill.
I was about to say, yeah, I feel like that was an overkill as well. You had 3 people gone, didn't need to invest the Gravitic Flux, which now means Audrey Kell doesn't have anything for them for ultimates-wise. Garinger's going to come up on an Annihilation, which is going to be big for them, as well as the artillery strike. So really for Garinger, this game is about getting up to that second level, making sure you can push in. If you're able to speed past this shield from the Sigma and able to get the accretion out, you're able to win this fight out, especially when they drop down below for the point.
Like Garinger were kind of confused on which way they wanted to go. As back to lobby is just sitting back while Cheese ran up the right-hand side from the attacking point of view and just gets kind of separated just from the rest of the team.
Yeah, dislodged. I mean, there needs to be a better call out there for where they want to go. They got to make a decision, especially on a map like the Ducks. If you're going to be split up, it needs to be a matter of who's going. It needs to be really the more aggressive side going upstairs to that second level. If you're going to play down below for the point, you got to have something to go alongside that. They didn't have anything here, so now it's got to be the Annihilation being pulled out.
I mean, yeah, that's Garinger doesn't have any time to be making mistakes. You can't be making that kind of error. Gaming Itis is going to fall down because Garinger are now in such a desperate move. They'd have to just run to the point. There's no other option. Into an Ant Matrix and attack visor. Doesn't matter. You got to throw everything you have on this objective if you're Garinger. Guess what? Audrey Kell had all they needed to hold on to it and to put it away. As they complete this one in a 3-0. Audrey Kell, congratulations. We'll see you in our regional finals.
Yeah, January comes up early now for Audrey Kell. They're going to get ready for it. Meanwhile, we salute Garinger on their performance inside of the qualifiers. But the way that worked out, I thought they had a good chance at it considering how many ultimates they had online. It was just too much confusion. The Ducks play, remember, the Ducks plays a little bit differently. You have that second level above the point, so you need to decide whether or not you want to play right into that team in the second level or drop down below, force them to drop below you, but that damage just pours out from below. There was just too much confusion from Garinger on the callouts there, so Audrey Kell able to take advantage of it. Well done, gets the sweep. So a step forward for them and a step forward into the regional finals, getting there, so they're in to the top 14. And folks, salute to Garinger as they get up there to the top 28, if you will, for their matchups. So now we get into what our next matchup will be. I really want to go back to see that Pine Forest game, because if they're if they stay alive the way they did, then that Pine Forest game gets a lot more interesting.
Well, you're in luck. That is our marquee matchup here for this block. So we are going to cut back over as we have Mayday and McLovin, the dynamic duo from Sun Valley on the left-hand side. And, well, Pine Forest got themselves a lead here as we are back into New Junk City once again.
Yeah, this game, I believe, is 2-0 right now, but the reason I say staying alive is because the team from Pine Forest, I mean, they got them to the second round, so nothing to be worried about there, especially trying to keep up. The problem is, again, just the small errors, the small gaps of advantages that Sun Valley was able to take advantage of, give them the 2-0 lead. So now we go back into this game here, and Mayday and McLovin both having their ultimates. Keep your eye on them.
Reminder, Pine Forest are your #1 seed in this matchup. And so they rush out from the aforementioned squad, but into an Ant Matrix they go with the Blizzard to try to nullify Sun Valley, but here comes the Tree of Life right there to keep Sun Valley alive and healthy.
Keeps them up, keeps them healthy for right now, but you're looking at a lot of ultimates being used on both sides. Sun Valley having to invest 2. Pine Forest using the Keaton Rush at the same time. So advantage for Pine Forest now alongside of the overclock. They do have the Annihilation to work with it. Lots of damage coming out from both of those ultimates if they play this right. Sun Valley, though, coming up on a Graviton Surge. If Atsu can build this up, that artillery strike is going to be big unless Turtles can come up with a sound barrier.
I mean, and all that damage from the Annihilation could go for naught with one good Graviton Surge. Sun Valley making their way on to this point. Trying to decide, do we want to go right? Do we want to go left? Hey, waiting for somebody to expose their heads. Rima, who sticks their face up. Triple United happy to build up a little closer to their artillery strike, which is now ready to go. Hatsu moving on to the point. There was a wall there, but that left a little bit enough of a gap, so the heals are still coming through. Hatsu fearlessly pushing forward to build up the rest of their ultimate. Gets the kill onto that right-hand side. Death Star goes down. Overclock not in this fight. Jump Barrier only gets 2. Soul is one of those, but the Graviton Surge shuts down the Annihilation. Just as I anticipated, Hatsu, big brain on the Zarya, and the Annihilation falls on deaf ears. The Tendrils could not reach a thing. Sun Valley robbed this point away from Pine Forest in the final moment.
Take a bow, sir. Good call. Well done. Yeah, so Soul gets nothing out of the Annihilation here, so Death Star dying very early on as well. Not good for Pine Forest, especially if they wanted to use that overclock to do any more damage. But Sun Valley now coming up on coming up and pretty even here with the Deadeye versus the overclock. So it's going to be DPS ult versus DPS ult. Expect this to go simultaneously because this is going to be winner take all here in this next one.
Death Star now finally able to use the overclock. It's from the off angle, but is up against Triple United's Bastion, who has been ruthless all series long. Manages to find an angle, works around to the outside. Look at the bottom of your screen. Death Star rode all the way around the point to find 2 of the most important kills including the best Bastion, or Baptiste rather, we have in the tournament. What a play from Death Star, but look at the bounce back. Triple United has clapped back alongside Hatsu. Death Star ends up being your final player remaining from Pine Forest. Sun Valley here in New York City.
Yeah, ties it up. What a play from them. And what Bomb Flats does is Bomb Flats provides you a lot of cover, especially in that center place. Something similar to a lot of control points like City Center on Oasis or much others that give you that cover in the central area. So Bomb Flats was perfect for Pine Forest to get around, especially with Death Star. But on the slides of the Sojourn. But when I say that, Triple United then has to hide behind, and with the healing of Mayday, gets that thing. So like I said, this Mayday McLovin thing, if one stays alive, you're in a lot of trouble, especially with the amount of damage that Nebraska provides as we head to the junkyard.
Hatsu really wants this high ground. See if they can get Triple United up there. But artillery strike to start things off. And a bit of a lockup on my side. But, no, back into here we go. And we come back and Triple United's killed everyone. What? I mean, I don't know if that was just me, y'all, but it was like, hey, it's pause for a brief second, cut back. It's just Triple United filling up the kill feed.
Yeah, got a little bit of that lag as well, but what I was able to see out of that is an Naap Matrix again from McLovin, who I think McLovin's got an ultimate pretty much every other fight at this point from what I'm looking at. But
yeah.
Anyways, Mayday has a Tree of Life available to them as well, so the combination working while staggering the ultimates is what you want from Sun Valley, especially with a composition like the stagger out your Tree of Life, keep your Bastion alive, to shred out damage, and especially when the Zarya can get up to full charge, there's nothing Pine Forest can do about it. There's a defensive ult for Turtle, so force out the defensive ultimate, force out the Sound Bearer, and you've got a free Graviton Surge coming up for Hatsu.
Pine Forest wants to use both of their important ultimates to support ults.
There it is.
Not to mention that Blizzard. Blizzard is going to end up locking up one Tray of Life in the back alongside the Immortality Field. Try to keep Sun Valley alive through this. It worked for a little bit, but eventually Pine Forest are able to muscle off. It cost them both support ults and that Blizzard, but they managed to work up to a couple more here. This is not a clean end to this fight.
No, not at all. McLovin's still finding pick. Wait, do they win this because McLovin and Mayday are still in this fight?
Yep, that's exactly what just happened. At least that's what it's looking like. From what I can tell, it's an unbelievable turnaround from Sun Valley here in the waning moments.
I mean, this is just unbelievable. Again,
refresh.
DPS duel I've ever seen. Not I've ever seen, but the best DPS duel in this tournament, I would like to believe, because Mayday and McLovin just keep that fight going, allow DayZ to stay alive, even if they lost 2, and Pine Forest investing a lot into that fight. Sun Valley comes out on top, and now they're on what is basically regional submap point.
Yeah, after dropping the first submap, or the first control point of Arena, Sun Valley have come back and found 2 in a row. Now, granted, some of that could have been attributed to a little bit closer spawns. You might have had positional advantage, but Sun Valley have been executing so well here, especially with the ult economy and the ult rotation. Always have a weapon to deal with Pine Forest. Oh, but they didn't have anything for Death Star. How do you account for that level of accuracy? McLovin dies on the approach. Hatsu, of course, continues to run in, but wisely doesn't pull the trigger on their ultimate.
Yeah, I mean, really for Pine Forest, their winning there was getting rid of McLovin. I hate to say it, but yeah, Hatsu went down early. That's a tank down, but we've seen McLovin and Mayday turn this all the way on its head before, just like on that last map of on Junkyard. So really, when they come into this next point here, win con for Pine Forest obviously has to be get rid of at least one of the supports, because McLovin, again, coming up on another at Matrix here could very well be deadly, especially on the Ducks, where you're looking at a second level fight here.
Ooh, early shield here from Soul. Maybe try to press the SU, see if they can catch Sun Valley inside the small room with the Naap Matrix. Oh no, it's the Naap Matrix from Sun Valley. Oh no, Triple United just finds 3 in a row. Looking flawless. I don't think Triple United missed a single bullet on those 3 targets. That was pinpoint.
So accurate from the Bastion, but that's what happens when you're looking through a window. Pine Forest there just did not kite off of the window. Big thing for a lot of players when you play against the Baptiste is if you see a window, you got to make a call. You either have to kite away from it, or you have to find a way to play over and in front of it. And there, Pine Forest just couldn't find a way out of either side. They could. You saw the early picks onto the Kiriko as well as the Sojourn. They fell early because they couldn't kite away from it. They couldn't find cover. Just let it play out. Just, if you're going to do that, just let it play out. So now advantage comes up to Pine Forest with their ultimates.
They're just going to pop Sound Barrier and Annihilation and run onto the point. Sun Valley are happy to just sit up on the high ground. Get Triple United set up on the top. Okay, Triple United eventually drops down as they're getting pursued here by Soul. But you know what? It's good to have friends in Sun Valley. They never let any of their friends hang out to dry, as Soul will eventually get mowed down. It's none other than McLovin and Mayday, the best backline in the tournament, and I guess is what we're calling them now. I don't see any evidence against it, Clutch.
I don't see any evidence against it either. I mean, I know you were here for all 4 days. I don't know if I've seen any evidence to go against the light here, because they are showing why they're one of the top seeds here. And now, I mean, they get the headshot onto Turtles. I don't think they touched the point either.
That's it. That's Mac. That's match. That is Sun Valley moving on to regionals. Congratulations as you join the rest of the squads here in our top 14. We'll see you in January.
Yeah, well done here. Triple United's going to get play of the game, and I think I know where this is going. I'm pretty sure this is on Bomb Blast. Yes, so this is on Bomb Blast as they recover here, especially with Triple United. You can see the healing that was popped up there. Triple United stays alive by the hands of this Life Weaver. Hatsu also stays up as well, so one of each role staying up in a 3v3 scenario is
that was
your
a 5v2.
best shot at coming back.
That was a 5v2.
Yeah, and unreal. A 5v2 and they still win it. I mean, it's, again, to all the evidence that points here, Mayday, McLovin, probably your best backline. I think we've seen it all so far, Jeff. We've seen our best 2 DPSs, we've seen our best tank, and we've seen our best backline in all the games that we have. I'm telling you, I feel sorry for Stream A. I feel sorry for Stream A knowing that we've seen some of the best gameplay I've seen so far.
Honestly, just what everybody's looking like right now. I mean, we're in the best of the best here in VESL. So I'm not surprised, but I am definitely enjoying all of this wonderful competition. My goodness. Well, we must say goodbye to Pine Forest. We give you a salute. We enjoyed watching you play. It was an honor. Can't wait to see you play in spring. But it is Sun Valley moving on to our regional finals. Holy cow. Whew, it is time for a little intermission. I'm gonna go enjoy a little tea. Y'all go enjoy some of our games going on Stream A, but don't go far. We'll be back when VESL Day 4 of our regional qualifiers continues. Oh, welcome back, my friends. Appreciate your patience through that small intermission as we return here for our VESL regional qualifiers on our 4th and final day to see who will move on and get to play in the regional land taking place in January. My name is Jeff, returning here with Clutchkey as we get into our final marquee matchup of the night. And you know what? This one may be the best one yet.
Yeah, the best one yet, and because we're featuring two teams that on their record right now, one team is the second seed but has 3 wins, and then the other team from Group I also has 3 wins, but they're technically undefeated up till this point at a 3-0. But JP Naap, you and I got to feature on day number 1. I was not here if you guys featured them on day number 3, but when it came to JP Naap, the best player that we saw so far was Jackbird. So and she is an absolute tear. And it shows Jackbird on DPS, but I do not know what role she will play. Apparently, she's played all 3 roles thus far. I love the flexibility. I love the depth of this team. So JP Naap, one of the teams that even if they're a second seed in their group, they are a dominating force and could very well be a number 1 seed in any group.
I mean, that's from my eye test. My eye test agrees with that wholeheartedly, that this is one of the scariest squads in the entire tournament. And yeah, Jackbird is a big part of that. Most of the time we have seen her on the Ayari and just ruthless. I mean, we were talking about Mayday being one of the best players in the tournament, but Jackbird was just as ruthless in that support role, but also seen her play the Reaper in the DPS line, as well as playing a little bit of Reinhardt yesterday in our semifinals. So definitely a player to keep an eye on. Kajukabuka is another one. Junkrat from Kajukabuka is truly terrifying.
Yeah, and we were trying our best to do Kajukabuka, so if we mess up anything, we apologize. But it is a little bit of a tongue twister. But we take a look at JP Naap, and we know their players. We haven't really seen any of Research Triangle yet. Research Triangle coming on a 3-0 record. That +5 map differential didn't drop a single map unless you go back all the way to round number 1, where in that entire group, really, for the winning teams, they only dropped 1 map combined, and that was from Research Triangle taking on, I believe it was Newburn Team A, one that went on a 2-1 record. But Research Triangle overall a 3-0 team, and if you're winning your maps, if you have a map record of 6-1, there's a reason why you guys are undefeated.
I cannot wait for this. So this is 2 of the strongest schools of the entire tournament. And this match could very well go the distance. Excited to see what Richard Triangle has. I too, this is my first look at this team. So, I mean, they've got to be good. If you're only dropping 1 map through groups, and they had a fairly tough group to contend with, they're the best of the best for a reason. I can't wait to see what they've got for us.
Yeah, we're going right into the game now as we see 32% to 38 and rolling for JP Naap on their side. JP Naap getting the point and the lead so far, but Jackbird looking at the Audrey right now, already throwing a Captain Sun from Griffin Dragon though.
Both of our Yaris dropped Captain Suns. Griffin Dragon dies first, but still manages to end up getting the kills. The team of Jacket are actually following up on it with an overclock prop to those explosions. So a dying wish from Griffin Dragon works out.
Yeah, the post-mortem kills from the Captive Sun. 2 kills there, plus the overclock will help you out as well. So Research is going to take the lead. But meanwhile, for JP Naap, coming up on a Coalescence attack visor. Kajukabuka still on the Bastion. But the big thing to highlight here, Cosmuto coming up with a whole hook. If they're aggressive enough and can land a hook somewhere, some way onto somebody that can't escape from it, that hook could very well be big. But everybody's got a little bit of potential of escapability here.
Cosmuto. And on the corner, see what they can find as they're trying to go fishing in these difficult waters. But Misty has already found themselves some prey as they pick up Big Man Elbow and then just fly back into the safety of their team, avoiding any of the artillery strikes that were coming in. Research with a cool rotation going around through the mini room of JP Naap, really making things difficult and uncomfortable here for the JP Naap squad. Jackbird up front manages to find Happy Rogue, but Misty is going to chase him down. Hook does land, as apparently Griffin Dragon did not have their escapability in that particular moment, and this fight continues to kind of devolve. Misty picks up 2 on the back, though, and it looks like Research Triangle are going to hang on here in the final seconds of well.
Yeah, I like JP Naap playing the hog on this map, but it doesn't work out because there's way too much mobility and way too much escapes from Research, especially if they can get away from the hook at all costs. If they know that hook is going to get thrown out, you can just move away from it, or if you're a Kiriko, a Diva, or the Tracer, you can rewind, or you can get out of it, you can TP out of it, you can rocket yourself out. So maybe the Roadhog not the best pick there, which allows Research kind of just to hit the go button with the mobility that they have. So now JP Naap deciding, okay, Cosmito decide, let's not play the Hog anymore. Let's play something that can play a little more into this team, which is that Sigma. I like this pick here, protect your players, and with the accretion a little bit, you can get a stun out, especially at a charging Diva right at you. And same thing with JP Naap. Find your backline with Kajukabuko on the Reaper instead.
5, 4,
We've seen Cosmito mostly on the Sigma in our time watching the squad on stream. And Cosmito's Sigma is definitely very strong. Good understanding of when to use those important cooldowns like the accretion and the shield to best protect the team.
Yeah, I mean, this protects the team. Sigma's been in one of the meta positions thus far within this season that I've seen, at least from the collegiate standpoint, and a lot of these players will be going there soon, so already, but Jackbird goes down for Mama Cookie.
I mean, Jackbird just ran into Cage solo, so far ahead of the rest of the team. Definitely challenging McLovin for most aggressive support player. Fortunately, does not work out for our very talked up support player from JP Naap. Research, they're no slouches as they take first control here, planting their flag on Lighthouse.
Yeah, Research Triangle is doing a wonderful job right now. They know their positioning. Their target focus is really good as well. They're just making sure that nobody can get that flank angle, especially Kajukabuka getting down on that Reaper right now.
Okay, Naap, we're looking for JP Naap, rather. We're looking for at the beginning of this fight, and it just snowballs away from them as Research Triangle pursue a lot of these exit kills.
Yeah, they're just pursuing the exit kills right now. I mean, you're looking at it for JP Naap. Not a lot of ultimates coming up online. Research Triangle will have a few of their own very soon. But these fights are happening quick, and that's what you want from Research. Get it quick, get it done easily so that you guys at least can give yourself a chance to build up those ultimates. So now 88% for Misty for that self-destruct. Same thing. And right now, JP Naap just having no answers. Got to find it soon.
Trying to come through that small room to see if that would be the ticket. Try to avoid a lot of the damage coming out. Like from Jackter and this railgun, but Jack the Bird falls early after swapping over to a Brig. And Research Triangle, I mean, just in firm control. JP Naap cannot find any room to get any angles. Haven't gotten a final blow in quite some time as Cosmito falls on the approach this time.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about Jackbird, but how about Research Triangle coming out here with a very different look? And there's a reason why they're undefeated right now. For Research Triangle, they're coming out with 3 ultimates online, especially Captive Sun working out very well earlier on the well. So JP Naap's got to find a way to defend this, and now Big Man's going to go on over to the, or Big Man Elbow, I should say, going to go on over to the Junkrat instead, maybe do some damage spam, but the way Research Triangle is looking, that spam damage might not matter.
It's so tough. I mean, there's a lot of escape and a lot of survivability here from Research Triangle. Jacker's going to go ahead and drop the overclock, so there's a lot of punching power as well as they look to just hold JP Naap into this mega room. Kajukabuka uses the Wraith form to get onto the point. I think Jackbird ran to the point as well. Nope, Jackbird fell on the approach. That was Johnny popping a Coalescence on the objective. But I'm a Cookie is there, and it comes up with the last laugh here for Research Triangle. They will go up 1-0 over JP Naap.
I think Research Triangle was watching the other day where we were talking a lot about Jackbird. They know now in the WinCon, JP Naap comes out with Jackbird on that Yachty. Maybe you want to switch around a little bit. JP Naap does have that flexibility though, so I do like where they might go later on. But Research going up 1-0, they know that if they take this Yachty out of the game, they take the healing pylon out of play. Not only that, but they take just the healers out in general. You can see where their aim is at first in the kill feed. They got rid of the Yachty, one of the first kills there to pick up. Not a DPS, nothing else. They get rid of Jackbird on the Yachty. They get rid of the danger. And so far, so good for them in this game mode so far. 2-0, which is a very much a surprise to me because I thought JP Naap could at least take at least one of the maps, especially on the Lighthouse where they were really good. I feel like that Junkrat swap was a little bit too late. If you had played that a little bit earlier, you had a chance, especially against the Diva with that much mobility. If you're not going to have a healer take care of you and pocket you the entire time, that Junkrat wasn't going to work out for you regardless.
And once Research Triangle got possession of that objective on Lighthouse, I mean, they just did not let it go, and it was tough to get the Junkrat in a position where they could, get the grenades into an area to have any kind of effect. They could barely get out of the mega room from one side, or there was such a big gap to close across the main area, the main courtyard area of Lighthouse. Yeah, it didn't quite work out, but you know what? Playing, like the Sigma Junkrat kind of compositions, the Reaper composition can work a little bit easier on hybrid. I feel personally like the plays a little bit better on a more traditional attack and defend style setup. But we'll have to wait and see what map 2 has in store, as we're gonna see what else we've got going on. Looks like we're gonna cut into Sun Valley B taking on Concord here for our next map.
Yeah, Sun Valley B versus Concord coming up in this next one, pool 6. So that, I believe, would be Group K versus Group L in this case for these two teams. But you're looking at, very interestingly, two teams that have played against each other already in Group K. And I don't know which, Sun Valley B, excuse me. So this is the number 1 seed taking on the number 3 seed here. But it's the number 3 seed coming out with the first point of the game. And so far, defensive-wise, is Sun Valley looking to try to tie it up, because there's just no answer, especially with Concord having the Zenyatta. Zenyatta's been kind of a little bit of an interesting pick. I shouldn't say common, but it's not rare. It's been uncommon the way I've seen it so far in this tournament, but there's not a lot of ultimates online. That's not good either when you lose a DPS that early on.
No, certainly not. And Concord are running low on time. Gonna get Black Cat Cough over to a Junkrat here to try to make another approach, another stab at this first point, where they have yet to get any percentage built up yet, Clutch.
Yeah, not a single percent after 1:15 on the clock. I mean, you might expect maybe a tick or so, especially with the scheme combination, but now they have the Gravitic Flux available to them. The Sound Barrier is probably going to cancel that out, so I think Sir Pickles is just going to wait for it. They might not even need to use it, though.
Oh no, I mean, this is Sun Valley continuing to just rack up kills with the neutral, assert dominance over King's Row. Oh man, just almost pushing all the way to spawn. And look at the war chest that they have available. This is going to be a very explosive final fight.
Yeah, so I apologize. I think Sun Valley is actually the one with the first point, so it is Sun Valley up 1-0. So looking good for being the number 1 seed out of the entire group. And now really you're looking at 4 ultimates online. But again, a quick early start. They might not even need it, but they'll start with the Annihilation.
I mean, they're going to throw the Annihilation, see how much they can clean up, and in fact, they're going to get a little bit. Lady Yuki falls. Neon, gets stuck in a bad spot. Great place to pop that Annihilation. High value to eat up all the time. Concord are now sweat bullets.
Yeah, this Sigma pick is interesting and all, but they're not just engaging well. There's nothing to engage on, considering that the soldier's getting free reign on you, and that soldier's gotten first blood both times, but there's the engage that you want here with the accretion start.
Yep, Rock takes out Sir Pickles. Artillery strike on the other direction, fights 2, and here comes the Gravitic Flux. Can Concord finish this out? Otherwise, it's down to 0-2. No, they can't get it done. Gamer is there. The Ramatra standing tall. And despite both DPS falling, Sun Valley managed to full into the term here on King's Row.
Yeah, for Concord, really couldn't get anything going, especially with the fact that, again, the big thing was they got picked off early in a lot of these fights that we saw when we cut into this match. There was a lot of fights that just were decided by one DPS going down, whether that be the Bastion or the Sojourn in the backline. That wasted away a lot of their time, and even when Concord had the opening to try to go in, Sun Valley had the ultimates to pair that alongside. You saw that double kill with the artillery barrage. You know why they had those ultimates? It's because they didn't need to use it up until that point. They lost the first one. They know they can press Q after that. Not even the sound barrier needed to be dropped. I don't think they used that at all at the end as well. So they just engaged with the ultimates alongside of that big artillery strike that opened that page up alongside a Coalescence to help out with the Gravitic Flux. So really everything just going Sun Valley's way, and that is what leads up to a 0%. So for Concord right now, you got to pull off, I would like to say, one of the best defenses of your lives, because Sun Valley just looks dominant in that feature.
It's gonna be yeah, Concord, let's see can you have another gear? What else can you show us? Can you stop this high-powered offense of Sun Valley and hold them for 4 minutes without giving up a single tick? Can they force a draw? It'd be the first draw I think we've seen at the tournament.
Yeah, it'd be the first draw we see of
that we've seen on our stream. Stream. It's happened, just we haven't seen one on our stream yet. That's
right, on our streams at the very least we haven't, or on our stream I guess I should say, we haven't seen it yet, but it'd be pretty impressive if they could. But with the setup right now, sticking onto the Widowmaker, this is going to be big. If Widowmaker finds one, they are not playing behind a shield or anything. They're playing out in the open for that Widowmaker to get a pick. And if that Widowmaker finds one head, it's probably going to be a quick fight here.
Concord are playing with fire. Yeah, Lady Yuki gets absolutely burned. Res is somehow available. That means Neon was able to stay out of the LOS of the Widowmaker, which unfortunately Lady Yuki was obviously not able to do. But yeah, it's an important cooldown that you gotta wait 20 seconds to get back. Concord, though, have managed to stall Sun Valley for a moment.
Yeah, so they switch off the Widowmaker for right now, so not too shabby here, but you go back to a soldier that's been plenty good, and MC throwing out that orb like that means this is gonna be quick.
Yep, this is it. It's done. This is gonna be map 2. Go into Sun Valley. This is a 5v2 on the point. I mean, we've seen 2v5 comebacks. Like, it's hard to count it out too much, but that is overwhelming odds. Sun Valley, 1 map away from moving on to the regional finals.
Yeah, you could say maybe a 2v all just to point that out, but they only had 1 tick to gain, so that 1 tick was just basically going to get wiped up, especially the way Sun Valley plays. Again, I like the aggressiveness. Sun Valley plays off of that first pick potential, and the way Concord played on that Sigma, if that shield goes down at any given point, that just lets you right in. And this is right at the end of this first attack as well from this team from Sun Valley, knowing they had gotten a pick on the off angle from Peterbot. Very well done, especially the fact that Peter just had free reign on that second level of the theater. You know that that's an off angle, and that Bastion really had no chance, no heals on the back line either, so just rips away with the Helix rockets plus all the shots, and the accuracy from Peterbot gives them the win. So map number 3, series point for them. Sun Valley's looking really good. Concord's got to find a way to figure this out because a reverse sweep can still happen. You and I both know that so well after our first series, but if a reverse sweep is going to happen, they need to find an answer, and that answer needs to be as big as the gap is right now.
Well, I mean, in the reverse sweep we saw, I mean, it was on Kings Row when they played hybrid, but that was, both teams were able to get a lot done. It took until extra innings. It took until the very last fight of the map. It was extremely close. When we saw, NC Cyber reverse sweep Noble, that was very, very one-sided. Sun Valley were in complete control, both defensively and offensively. Concord struggling to pierce their armor. I mean, they even scratch it.
Yeah,
much less piercing.
Yeah, and let alone just the off angles that they played together as a team. And again, the very big thing for the Sun Valley team, if you're going to play against them, what you want to watch out for, off angles and first pick scenarios. If they get a first pick scenario, you might as well count your losses at that point, because they're going to just run you over, especially with the comp that they have. They like to go fast. They like to go right on it. Even if you have a Mercy Res, that Mercy Res is not going to help you out.
Well, we're going to get back over into our main event where Research Triangle had a very dominant performance of their own over JP Naap, one of the strongest teams we have seen in the tournament thus far. But man, Ilios was so one-sided. Research Triangle coming away with that dub. And now on the defense here, it is going to be JP Naap who are on the attack and fallen short here, but they have already gotten point A capped.
They do have point A capped, which is a good thing, but the big problem is where this fire truck is at. The fire truck hasn't moved past 32 meters, which means it hasn't even gotten around the first turn. So the fact that Research Triangle has been held up to this point is good news for JP Naap, especially the way they're positioning out. Now the Reaper falling oh so low. They can dive right in on that, but they're probably not going to get out of it if they try. So well done. Research has 3 ultimates to use. JP Naap has 3 as well, coming up on 4.
It's JP Naap on the attack. Our names are swapped up top.
Oh, yes, actually, my apologies.
Jack,
yeah, you're right.
Jack the Bird has swapped over to the DPS role as well, as you can see them falling. And yeah, it's Research Triangle. I mean, they just decided they're going to hold these 2 chokes and invest everything into stopping JP Naap at the door.
Yeah, so we'll see right now for Research. Again, on your left side, JP Naap is on the right on the attacking side. But for Research Triangle right now, coming up on 3 ultimates. And right now, so far, so good. The way that they're defending this, they have to use the Coalescence early, maybe to get a little bit of early damage out. But the big part right there, that Immortality field gone, that's going to waste away some time. But if they want to fight this, it's going to be super dangerous.
Yeah, and especially with the Captive Sun coming out from Griffin Dragon. I mean, GP and Naap are just trying to retaliate, see if they can make it dangerous for their opposition. And they do. 2 kills come on the back of it. Though it's scrappy, and JP Naap are in the thick of things, able to find at least one of their own. Take that. Well, oh, wow. Misty's able to kill the Bastion with a Bunny Blaster. Despite losing their Yari, it's Research Triangle standing tall here with 35 seconds for JP Naap to make any progress.
That's kind of been the story so far, right? Oh, so close and yet so far when a Diva in baby mode gets rid of a Bastion, still in recon mode as well. That's been kind of the storyline so far, but already an early kill with 20 seconds left to go.
Can JP Naap make it out of the door? All right. Good trickle back of hitches to the 5. Jack through all of that. Oh, but there's nowhere to go. No escape from Misty's self-destruct. And that is just going to do it. You see a 25-player kill streak here, highlighting their spectacular performance defending Midtown. JP Naap got 1 point, but not much more than that.
You want to talk about a perfect position for that bomb? That was in the doorway. There was no way in, no way out, nowhere to go. Perfect placement for Misty to get that absolute heck of a bomb from Research. So now Research again, looking like they are going to, and Jackbird even saying, no shot we win this. I mean, a little early to give up there, but the way that this is looking right now, Research Triangle looking to go up 2-0 in the matchup, and the way that their composition plays is quick. It is going to run you down as soon as you find that very early target focus. And look, Research Triangle right now, one of those teams where you got to be careful because the target priority has just been so good from them.
I mean, immaculate. One brain cell here from Research Triangle. So it seems like all heads turn at the exact same moment. I mean, you can see the calls happening in real time from this Research Triangle team, and that just illustrates how good the teamwork is. So JP Naap, hopefully they're just trolling a little bit in chat and truly haven't thrown in the towel already. I mean, we're only halfway through map 2, and we know how exceptional this JP Naap squad can be. So no reason to give up yet.
Yeah, the only difficulty here, though, is going to be defending against this D.Va as well as a Soldier, and both of them have a lot of mobility. I'm a Cookie, though. If you look one way, you're going to have one shooting the other way as well. For JP Naap, with Jackbird on this Reinhardt right now, there's going to be a lot of damage being poured onto that shield, and that's free charge for the Soldier as well. You don't want to lose anybody, just like they did right there.
Yeah, big man elbow. Thought they had a little bit more safety than they did in that room, but no. Vector robs them of that. Stubbornly holding this corner. It's not going to work. JP Naap forward at the seams as they feel like they had to give their life to hold down between these two cabs. No disengage, no flexibility. They just got broken in two.
Yeah, just too much immortality, too much healing, and now really, I mean, they're going to cap this point. This is final fight territory. This Soldier needs to back off. You're lucky you're staying alive here, but they're just going to, you cannot die here if you want a chance at this.
Fortunately for big man elbow, Johnny was there to back him up. He'll have a heal station to work with. That kill on the Jacker might just be the pressure relief valve that JP Naap so desperately needed. They're going to get aggressive on the back of it. They're going to try to stop Research Triangle right in front of their spawn, and it's not working. Misty, I mean, just emerges around the corner with so much armor. Kachukabuka can't whittle through it all. Jackbird is trying to bring it back. Managed to get one with a pan, managed to get one with a fire strike. Now goes face to face with their opposition's tank. Shield up to try to protect Cosmito enough to get something done. I don't think it's going to be here though. Jacker and Misty combined to take down all the supports, and JP Naap are just crumbling with the knees cut out from underneath them. JP Naap will topple and Research Triangle move up to match point.
Yeah, Research Triangle comes up very big there, and the one thing, I mean, I don't like to criticize a lot from what JP Naap did, but if you wanted a chance at that fight, Big Man Elbow cannot push up like that. That was just too far up, especially if they already had to cap the point. You can't play the backline with that, especially with all the immortalities you have, with the Susan that they had, with the healing pylon that they had. Unless you had a tactical visor, there wasn't a lot for you to gain even on that back flank. Even with that, that would have been so tough, but still, I mean, just an unfortunate thing, and that was just a little bit of a tiny error that happens, and that turns into a big push and allows them to just run rampant in. Even if Jackbird gets 2 kills there on the Reinhardt, not enough the way the spawn rooms just lined up for you. You needed to regroup. You needed to back off, play around the corner. You had a chance. The golden box was not that far, was farther than you think it was. It was just ahead, right inside of that open area. You could have had the Reinhardt just recontest on a charge and let your kind of DPS shooters back there kind of hold off, just stave off, just pour the damage in. But unfortunately, it just didn't happen.
Oh man, up 2-0. Research Triangle are in a prime position here to go ahead and rob this series away. But we are going to go ahead and take a quick little mission here for halftime as JP Naap try to figure out what they can do to get back in this series. We'll see you on the other side of this break.
Flashpoint Junkyard.
Concord. We're not going to waste any time. Let's just get right back into that map. I want to see what happens here on New Junk City.
Yeah, I do as well. I mean, so far so good for Sun Valley. Is they're 50% away now on this flashpoint. 3 ultimates available to you, including the Annihilation, which could help you out win this fight. Concord, on the other hand, got to be smart with the sound barrier, because the sound barrier is going to make the difference here in this next fight, especially as it's looking like final fight territory.
And Neon, all pressure on Neon here to try to save Concord. One last attempt in this series. They have to win this fight. They have to win it now, and they're running into Annihilation from Gamer. Gamer gets smashed. Hero's able to shut it down, but Concord lose one on their approach. That sound barrier has already been used from Neon. It was good for one, but now there's a 4v4 as they move on to the point. Make it a 4v3. Hero is getting the job done. Will eventually get focused down from the backside, but it was well done, my friend. It's enough, and Concord hang on.
3 ultimates used by Sun Valley. Concord only using 2 of their support ultimates, so not bad for you as in this upcoming fight. But MC's going to have a Coalescence. Little Hawker's going to have a little bit of an artillery barrage to worry about for Concord. No defensive ultimates here, so it really comes down to an Annihilation if they're going to use this right away, which I'm assuming they are. Death Blossom also coming up as well. If that Death Blossom can pick up the backline, again, no support ultimates here, so Sir Prickles is in a lot of trouble if that Death Blossom lands behind him.
This whole rest of this map is going to be serious nail-biting time for Concord. Leone Shante trying to find the perfect spot. Oh, yeah, Little Hawker has already got the high ground, and Hero's already dead. Annihilation is here from Ione to rob that high ground back. Knows they can't give that up to Sun Valley, puts the Death Blossom in. That might have just done it. Little Hawker goes down. No attention turned on the Ramatra. A 99-99 fight here for a point that Sun Valley could close out the series if they can take care of this Reaper. Gamer will punch him down. Sun Valley survive, and we'll move on. Congratulations, Sun Valley. We will see you in regionals.
You know who your MVP of that fight is? Take a guess who your MVP of that fight is for me. Take your pick. It's nobody you would think. It's not a DPS, it's not a tank. MC won that fight for them, and there's a reason why. MC has the Coalescence, is able to fade away right before the Death Blossom, keeping up the Bastion as long as possible, which means that Death Blossom goes for nothing, and it's allowing the team to get back into this, stalls back out, and the Reaper's not allowed to push in any further besides that Coalescence. So really, MC is your MVP of that fight, because that Coalescence really won them that last point and allows Sun Valley to sweep the entire map. So big props to the Moira from Sun Valley. My oh my.
That was incredible. I mean, I hate to say goodbye to any of our teams. Concord worked so hard. I mean, they came through. They're able to beat Reedsville yesterday in the semifinals to make it this far. We salute you, Concord. It was an honor watching you play. I can't wait to see you in spring. But alas, you will have to wait till then to take your shot, because Sun Valley have been spectacular through here, and we will see them in regionals in January. Can't wait for that land. But you know what? Hey, we've still got more action to play here in the closing minutes, the closing hour of our day 4 competition, as we're going to go back over to Research Triangle versus JP Naap here. It looks like they're on Sarah Research Triangle on the left, JP Naap on the right. Research Triangle already up 1-0 here on this map.
Yeah, Sodavasa is probably, you and I would both agree, probably the more popular map between the two. maps right now of Flashpoint. Captain Sun comes out from Jackford, hits 2, but I don't know if that's going to follow up with anything.
Just to try to get JP Naap out of this room. I mean, they felt kind of stuck down there at the bottom of the stairs and you know, nowhere to escape. Research Triangle just had them pinned down, and anywhere anybody tried to go, they just get picked off. So back around to the backside of the fight, JP Naap is still hemorrhaging players.
Yeah, Research Triangle, what they're doing is they're using their abilities and their ultimates to play aggressively. JP Naap for Jackford, she used that ultimate to just stave away what Research Triangle was giving. That was more of just get off me, go ahead, try me, but it was still not enough. And now Research Triangle basically on regional sub-map point, like I've been saying here as they approach here in Suravasa. But first pick potential is always good, and Johnny being out is not great, especially on Flashpoint.
Oh, big man elbow falls early. Both of this is well before the point even unlocks. So JP Naap, I mean, their hands are kind of tied. They can't really do anything. They have to just sit around and wait to get a full team back. Meanwhile, Research Triangle is able to move on to this point as a full 5. Cosmito's here by themselves. This could end very poorly for JP Naap.
Yeah, this is going to end poorly. This is already going to end poorly considering you don't have a healing pylon anymore. So this point is just going to go right on over to Research Triangle, who have their ultimates, but are falling very low, mind you. Jackford is somehow still alive.
It gets up 2 kills while sitting, I mean, with half of a bar of health. And, I mean, yeah, JP Naap just struggled to make that rotation. They got caught in rotation. Research Triangle, I mean, they've got the book on JP Naap right now, and they've read it twice.
Yeah, I mean, Jackford using the overclock basically for nothing there, maybe just to get a headshot. If you're able to land a headshot on this, I'd be so surprised with that angle. But the way this is looking right now, look, big man elbow again, falling also low. If they fall down, trying for a flank is good and all, but if it doesn't result in at least 2 kills, it's not going to work out for you.
I mean, or at least draw some aggro and you're able to survive until your team can get in there. But fortunately, Big Man Elbow found neither. Considering they rush over the point, it's just going to solidify this next fight here for Research Triangle. And this is absolutely such one-sided traffic. An incredibly dominant performance from Research Triangle over one of the strongest teams we've seen in the tournament.
Yeah, this is gonna be throwing everything in the kitchen sink out the window for JP Naap. This is gonna be 3 ultimates online. Every one of them's got to fire, especially when you're playing for your tournament lives. Every advantage right now to Research Triangle as we get to the final 10%.
JP Naap has one last chance. Not a whole lot to work with. Coalescence will be the first thing to start off, and nobody touches. I thought like somebody was gonna touch, right? Somebody was gonna touch. Well, answer is no. Nobody gets to the point. Research Triangle, I mean, looking like the scariest team in the tournament right now. We saw JP Naap looking so dominant all 3 group stages through their play yesterday in the semifinal matchup, and then Research Triangle comes on the scene, and I mean, wow, just laid the smackdown, just proved why they are truly the team sitting at the top of the mountain, daring anybody to get close. This may be the team to beat come regionals.
Yeah, come regional time. Before that, though, I do want to say I would like to say that it's been 0 days since the last one. I won't say what it's been, but that's been the joke so far with the letter number. But really, nobody touching it all kind of signifies what it's been for, what it was for JP Naap. There really nothing could be touched, if anything, for JP Naap at all. Research Triangle proving why they were the #1 seed out of their group, why they were undefeated up to this point. We'll see them in the regionals, but a 3-0 to end our days on to end our day and to end really the entire qualifying tournament here just proves that some of these teams are just as dominant as they seem with their records, the way they got out of the qualifying, the way they got out of the group stage. It shows you. And Research Triangle, one of the more dominant teams that I've seen. Their composition is great. Their mobility is great. Their target focus is one of the big things I want to key on, because their first pick potential is always going to be a threat. As soon as that first pick comes by, there's no thing. You want to try flank on them. You saw it earlier. Big man elbow tried to flank, nothing doing.
Unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to Cosmito, Jackbird, and the rest of JP Naap. Oh, man, I loved watching y'all play. Outstanding team. Wish we could see you in regionals. Unfortunately, just did not work out that way for you this time. Look forward to seeing you in spring. Also looking forward to seeing this Research Triangle team in regionals. What incredible teamwork, no doubt. All of them on the same page. I think we have We have a list to show all of our qualifying teams, at least thus
is.
far. So here we go. This is our 14 teams that will make it into regional qualifiers. A massive congratulations. This was 63 squads, the best of the best that North Carolina Overwatch has to offer here at high school varsity. Your top 14 moving on there before you. I mean, claps all around for these teams.
Yeah, and a lot of times in these qualifiers or that first round by the fourth, a lot of these teams being undefeated getting there. I do want to point out there are 4 teams on this board right now that have at least 1 loss on their record. Excuse me, 5 teams on this list that have at least 1 loss on their record, meaning that a good chance they weren't the #1 seed out of their groups. So the fact that they are up here proves that they are tenacious. They are the ones you want to watch out for. They may come in as the underdogs, but that underdog potential means that they are just that much more hungry for the win come up the regionals. NC Cyber Academy, though, the one you really, really want to watch out for that has 2 losses on the board. Yes, they have 2 losses, but did you watch the reverse sweep earlier? I mean, if they eat the steak, my, oh my, they're going to pop.
Oh, they were feasted today. Let's also point out that Sun Valley, all 3 of their teams will be in regional. They have 3 teams, and all 3 of them made it. What are they feeding these kids over at Sun Valley? Unreal.
I want a piece of it.
Right? Oh, man. Oh, man. What an amazing 4 days. This has been one of my just favorite events. I have worked it a long time. Big shout out to everybody here at the Varsity Esports and STEM League. And huge shout out to everybody behind the scenes. There's a massive amount of staff and hard-working students to make this event possible, from all of our observers, all of our producers, TOs, mods, coaches, everybody from behind the scenes at VESL to put on this spectacular tournament. Huge thank you to everybody there. And most importantly, thank you to all the students participating, for all the fans and the family and friends supporting and watching these students play. It means the absolute world. That support is absolutely priceless. And yes, thank you, and keep it up. And I can't wait to see all of y'all at our regionals in January. It's been an absolute blast. This is Jeff and Clutch Key signing off. Thank you so much. We'll see you then.